Hello.
Hey,
What is up?
everyone. Yeah, what's up? Hello.
It's what is it? Is it Friday?
Friday.
It's already Friday. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
It's been a long week and a long day.
It's already January 24th.
Yeah.
The biggest news is Ross Ulbricht is free.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the biggest news. It's the most
Trump
positive
said Albright.
news. Oh, he said?
What I mean, if he wrote it, he typed Albright, and it made me wonder, they're gonna be like, oh nope, that wasn't actually Albright. You gotta come back to prison. We actually pardoned Albright instead.
Oh gosh.
If you're here watching, make sure to pop in a comment. Say hello below. What's up, the Eternal? Good to see you. And we best can see you over at youtube.com/The Philosopher. So make sure to go to youtube.com/The Philosopher. Like, subscribe, get the notification bell if you haven't already. And we want to make sure everybody catches up with whatever it is we're doing. Yes. Hey, it's Kirk. Good to see Kirk.
Hey, Kirk. We are nowhere near the snow.
Let's
Thank
go.
goodness. It's what is code? Yeah. CJ Rose. I said code. It's cold.
Yeah, well, it was snowing up in North Florida. There was snow that hit Tallahassee, Pensacola.
It's like a good inch, right?
It was more than an inch, I think. I mean,
the welcome to Florida sign was covered.
If you think that's only an inch, there's a lot of snow. It's pretty deep.
Oh. I would totally drive up there just to play in the snow, make a snow angel.
I would do it too.
A snowball.
If the tires wouldn't get so cold, then it gets kind of sketchy driving,
Yeah, I saw a meme from this page. It was like Long Island memes or something. And it was like, oh, I'm gonna move to Florida where it's warmer weather. And then it showed like an emoji face that was like a dumb face, like because it was just covered in snow. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
And then the caption was like, good luck finding a shovel. So New York.
Right.
Good luck.
Good luck finding a shovel.
Visit you in the summer.
Well, let's see here. So we got the Eternal come back here. Sound like you're from Kentucky a little bit.
Thanks.
Welcome to our weather. Yeah, I know, right? It feels like it could be northern weather. It is very cold out, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Iowa here. Taxation is theft. Thanks for coming by, Todd.
Hey, Todd.
Yeah, so if you're here, pop in the comments, say hi. Make sure to come and by it to Bessie at youtube.com/The Philosopher. We got a lot of fun going on, though. Yeah, yes. The ATF and the DOE. Wait, before you touch the death nut, but I'm going to stop you.
Because you said it's fun,
that's the wrong one.
And I was like, I want to.
There it is.
I want to share what's fun.
Share what's fun right behind you.
And you can just see my neck.
There's your neck. You just got to lean out of the way just a little bit. You're almost there. You're almost there.
All I can show is my mouth.
Okay. Death nut. Death nut. Hey, what's up, Chris? Good to see you.
V 2.0. Hey, Chris, what's up? It looks snowy where you are, at least in your wallpaper.
Yeah.
So there's 5. There's 5 nuts. Oops, that's on camera. There's 5 nuts. 1, getting started. 2, warming up. 3, it's getting real. 4, pain sets in. 5, the death nut. And I've never done this, so like many of the challenges we've done on live streams, I've never done it. And Jack's like, I got a surprise for you.
Well, tell everybody what we're doing it for while I type in here and let people know what it is for.
Yes. So while he goes to the website, we are live streaming and campaigning for the first issue of Voluncap, which features a hero named Nishi Michalak. And she's like a competitive shooter. And she's just like a normal, human girl. But if you know the Voluntarious comic universe, you'll know that there's something called a black hole event. And anyway, I won't give any more details other than she becomes super powered somehow. So anyway, if you want to read. Well, you can watch it. You can just look at it, I guess. But you could also read the text in the comic while you watch and look at the photos in the art. And it's really pretty. We have actually a different artist for this comic for Voluncap. We really wanted to highlight the competitive shooting world and have art that was just really pops out, really competes on the mainstream level. And I think this comic does. and it's really exciting to see. We actually have 4 days left. We're at 50%. That's 38 back out of 38 backers so far. That's really great. And we've had a lot of different perks picked up all across. And do you still have ad space or no?
Yeah, there's still ad space below.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So we have even advertisements. So yeah, 2 full page ads have been taken. There's 2 left. So if you have a business or some other, content creation that you want to share and promote, you might want to consider an ad. And this website has a disclaimer. So this is the Indiegogo campaign, where you've had like 12 years of campaigns so far for the Voluntarist comic series. And you've always done Voluntarist. And it was like the last 4 years where we could have the origins and chronology and the sacred timeline respected. I really love, I want Edward Snowden and Julian Assange to be saved, but I'm like, what happens next? Anyway, but those were great future verses. So now we have, for the first time ever, not Voluntarist, but Voluncap. But Voluncap is actually in the Voluntarist universe. She's just not going to come in on the sacred timeline until later. I don't know when. That's in Jack's head over here. But Voluncap is awesome. It's called Voluncap One Shot, not because this comic issue is a one shot, but because, or the first, it's because she is a one-shot shooter. She is a competitive shooter. And Jack and I have done that a little. We did a USPSA right before the lockdowns and the craziness and the riots, and everyone's like, ammo prices shot up because people are like, I gotta get a gun for the first time in my life because there's lootings happening. That was a crazy time. And it was like, oh my God, the lockdowns too. So anyway, we got into competitive shooting, and we have some inspiration with this as well. Just actually having a hero. I don't know if you've really ever heard of a superhero that is a true competitive shooter. Like, does it from a private competition, isn't like, I'm part of the CIA and that's how I know how to shoot.
It doesn't exist really. That was the thing too. I was surprised myself. I tried to look it up. I tried to see, has it ever been done? And it's just hasn't there, in the mainstream.
Even a guy? Like
even a guy. There's always
private, right? Like a private competitive shooter, not like I'm hired for the state or some mafia.
Right. It's always going to be typically someone is in the military or is in a Black Ops program or is ex-military or a cop. It's very rare that it's just a totally private person who uses guns. And then beyond that, there's just nothing that's like, oh, the arc of the, the profession or the main hobby or something of a character is a competitive shooter. It just didn't exist. So I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, well, I'll do that. I'll be the first to bring it.
And I love it. I get to, I'm the editor, so I get to see all the pages and stuff. And here's a preview of one of them. This is actually what the animation is based off of these first few pages of the comic. So if you watch the trailer, which is an animated trailer, you'll see this scene. It's just a different artist, so it looks a little different. But or Voluncap looks a little different, but yeah. So check it out. That's what we're doing this Death Nut Challenge for. Is every support on the campaign? We'll
So
do a nut.
Basically, for each support on the campaign, we'll do a nut. If people do super chats, we have Godzilla Mad Libs for fun. So we're gonna.
Is there a nut for each of us?
There's multiple nuts.
Oh, yeah, no. So it's a bag of nuts.
Each one of these, there's a bag of nuts.
It was like one.
Yeah,
nut.
No. There's multiple nuts, and it goes with the.
Well, it says death nut, not death nuts. So
Right.
Not singular.
No, I think there's multiple death nuts. So basically, each one gets hotter and hotter. So we're going to do that spice challenge for each new support we get on the campaign. And if we get any super chats, we'll do a little Godzilla Mad Lib for fun.
These are assault nuts. We need to ban assault nuts.
Get out of here.
Just joking. Someone said assault rifles.
Assault rifles.
Speaking of, I know he does this a lot, but Massey is trying again. He introduced legislation. Let's see what happens. For national constitutional carry. Basically just property rights.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot of interesting opportunities coming up. We'll talk about those soon. But I do just want to quickly shout out a couple of people real quick because Strike the Root here says my kids have the first 5 or 6 copies of Voluntarius and they love them. So thank you so much for getting those. And yeah, I mean, my series is definitely a little bit more action, sometimes more mature language, but definitely there's younger readers up to older readers. So I definitely appreciate that. And this is an awesome expansion of, the Voluntarius universe with Voluncap. So
yes,
I think they would definitely love it too.
Definitely.
Hey, and what's up, Mercenary Media?
Hey, Mercenary.
And Chris here says the art looks great. So thank you so much. Yeah. You two are nuts. Love your energy. Yeah.
Thanks, Kirk.
That's the goal.
Thanks, Liberty Trump. That's what I call Kirk.
He looks like Trump. Yeah.
And he acts like Trump. And he's like, I take that as a compliment.
Custom Joe Roasting. Yeah, check that out. CDRoast.com. So thanks, Kirk, for being a big sponsor of our show and what we do. Appreciate you. So, and he says they're teens. So that's good. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like little kids comic. It's
toddler.
No, definitely not for little kids.
No, they're teens. Cool.
Oh,
cool.
Man.
Yeah. Can I show it off?
This?
Yeah.
The comic?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So here we are. Origins. So this is not what we're campaigning for.
No, that's the more expanded
giving
universe.
People context that if you want to catch up, I mean, basically Voluncap is part of the universe. So I don't know if you get into a series like me, whether it's a TV show or a comic or a manga, whatever, I'm just like, I want to read it all and I want to know the sacred timeline. Anyone else do that? Anyway, like from the beginning, you're like, what happened? So if you want to get into Voluncap, I definitely recommend checking out the Voluntarius Origins. So that's been done. The campaign was done like 2 years ago, but it's up for sale in Indie Planet.
Yeah, it's on Indie Planet. Kablam is the people who produce that, and then their online site goes there as well. And actually, I will give a little preview here. We did just have a remake of Voluntarius website.
That's it on the full screen? That's so nice.
So it's pretty cool. As you can see here, the new website is pretty wicked.
Wow.
I'm saying Voluncap. Volcomic.com. That's the main website. So it's been updated to this new website. So we kind of spruced it up, as you can see, and did a little bit of reformatting on it. So definitely check that out as well. I just want to tease a little bit.
He just looks so happy flying. He's like, I'm gonna end the Fed and taxation. That's
Wouldn't that be nice right now?
Wouldn't that be nice?
I like this comment here. He says, I have no idea why YouTube showed this to me. I have no idea who people are. Are you sure you want to hurt yourself to find a comic book? Yes, we actually have hurt ourselves many times funding many different things with spicy challenges. So
don't worry, I can handle it. We can handle it.
Keith says, who's your distributor? Will Diamond have any effect on you? We do our own self-distribution, so we independently publish. So Diamond is a distributor. Usually you pay them a certain amount of money. You have to buy 5,000 copies, and then they distribute it to stores. But I don't do that. I just do print on demand and our campaigns online, which is mostly Indiegogo. So you can basically have anything you want printed on demand. It ships straight to you, kind of thing. And then there are some private sellers that have stocked it in their private stores. That's happened over the years, different places, especially up in New Hampshire. There's a lot of liberty-oriented stores with the Free State Project, and so a few stores have stocked Voluntarius there. So. Yeah. Oh, Eternal says, I'm waiting for any plan to list on conference sales site. Yeah, it can take a little bit of time depending on how much traffic they have with printing, comic seasons. I know they have MegaCon coming up, and that's a big Comic-Con.
Really? So a lot of people are ordering prints.
Right. So people are going to order prints from them because they're going to bring them to conventions. So sometimes they get a little busy, and then it takes time to get things up there. But they get up there.
That's cool that there are stores in New Hampshire that have Voluntarius.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll pick up Voluncap.
Yeah, that's true. I am always down. If anybody
they could get the whole Origins and Suit Saga 1 and Suit Saga 2 and Voluncap. We got a whole series going on. You want to get in on this. And if you get it signed, maybe one day they'll be worth something.
Well, it's worth something right now.
I know, but
it's great. It's a good story.
worth a lot. Let me clarify. I'm sorry. A lot.
You never know.
Beanie Babies or Pokemon.
I think these will hold up better than Beanie Babies. I actually just looked up Beanie Babies the other day because I was working with a student and we were talking about that because he was collecting Pokemon cards and I was talking about Beanie Babies too and the hype.
Oh, okay.
Beanie Babies still haven't made their comeback.
Collect them.
Yeah. That some people are buying them on eBay, but Beanie Babies are nowhere near where they were at their peak in '99. So, Strike the Root says, just bought the die cut sticker. Keep the good work, guys. Did you see Malay's speech at Davos? I did see a little bit of it. Yeah, there was another one.
Oh, okay.
I saw a little snippet of it. I haven't still, fully watched it, but I did like that he was really calling out all the nonsense with their, the SJW agenda stuff. So that was pretty cool.
In Spanish, right?
He speaks Spanish and they translate to English.
I've heard him say, "Oh, thank you," and then like the other person saying a lot.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Thank you." I love it.
Yeah, so Javier Milei is killing it out there. I mean, I'm just blown away that someone who is like a really thorough ANCAP economist,
right?
Like knowledgeable, not just
loves Murray Rothbard. That's his number one inspiration and influence.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something incredible. So jaw-droppingly amazing. Like if you told someone this 20 years ago, they'd be like, "What? You're crazy." Like, and ANCAP cosplaying.
You guys are crazier than ANCAP.
Yeah, they would be blown away. But that's the thing is reality. Possibilities are endless when people start actually just going for it. You know what I mean?
When culture changes, when the Overton window shifts, and that's what we see. I mean, I kind of got on late. I would say like in 2012 is when I became an anarcho-capitalist, but you have some people who were ANCAPs back in Rothbard's days, like long time, like Jeffrey Tucker, Tom Woods. I mean, like a long time. And they saw, and Ron Paul, and he wasn't like an ANCAP, but he was very libertarian, like, and you had like them see like, what happened before there was the internet, the ability to communicate with anyone in the world. In some countries, you have to, through a VPN, get through a firewall if you have a government that's oppressive, like in China. And for those people, I mean, I can only imagine, because again, I was later, they got to see, just that shift in the Overton window for themselves. And I would bet you they saw like an exponential curve, because when you have mass communication technologies like Facebook, Twitter, now X, YouTube, Instagram, like you have this ability to change that many more minds. Like you don't have to like put out, I don't know, a chair in the middle of the town square and be like, everybody, we got to add taxation in the Fed, even though we should do that. I think we should.
We're going at this point.
We should we need to do that like in New York City or something, where there's many people be like, add taxation. And the Fed.
At this point, that's what me and you are probably going to do next. Is honestly, it's me and you're just going to start going out and like doing like man the street videos.
And the pendulum has swung. Yeah. So guys, instead of now the current counterculture is the Democrats. Just joking.
Well, comparatively,
now you have the reverse tyranny that's happening.
Different flavor. We'll get into that later. But I do want to note two different things, because this may have just over your head, but. He bought a die cut sticker, which means we have to do a death nut.
Oh, I thought I didn't realize it was on the stream.
No. With that, all right. So he got a sticker, and it's a fact. So thank you so much, Strike the Root, for that
thanks,
support.
Strike the Root.
And that means we start this death nut challenge.
Good. I mean, thanks.
And guess who also came by?
It did.
It did.
Do that again. No, do it to me. Gosh, he's done that to me how many times in the past 9+ years?
Many times.
Good times.
Well, Crawford's here.
Hey, Crawford.
Hey.
What's up? No, you're good.
You're good. Crawford's a long time.
Appreciate all your support for 8+ years or whatever.
Early fiducer.
Awesome.
Yeah, legendary fiducer, in fact.
Legendary.
So you keep it up. He's been hustling hard. Flying everywhere, hustling
deals.
Got
a wife and kids.
He does. He's a Legal member, officially.
Sorry.
So, I mean, there's many Legal members here today. So.
I need to get I don't know, European guys of libertarian wives or something. I got to make a page.
All right. Well, guess what? It's time to do the death nut. We have literally opened up thanks to Strike the Root.
Oh my gosh. No. We got to read this.
And you have to read, exactly, you have to read the card.
So already in yellow text, it says, caution, extremely hot.
Yeah.
Wear gloves. Oh my goodness. I mean, whoever that rando person was that was like, YouTube recommended me.
Yeah.
What's going on? Why are you going to hurt yourself?
I do agree with the gloves. They are right. We do need to get gloves because as you're going to see here, I'm going to try to, let me switch this view real quick. Oop, wrong one.
So, okay, there's more to this challenge.
There's more to this challenge. So as you can see here on this death nut, right? Look at that amazing nut footage. Isn't that beautiful? You can see that you're going to have to pick these out and there's a little bit of, peppering around them. So that's not something that you're like, oh yeah, I want to open that up and have a little, speck of that fly in your eye or fly in the wrong place, if you know what I mean. So starting off with mild with ghost peppers, Carolina Reaper powder, definitely going to need to have some gloves here, probably multiple gloves, and maybe, hey, we should get some wipes too. We're going to need some wipes. So otherwise, it's going to be a very painful time for our bodies and eyes and possibly in other regions. So thank you so much, Straight Through, for supporting. And also big thanks to Kirk here of cjroasting.com for being an early supporter as well. And let me see here. I'm going to take a look at the campaign. For everybody else here that's new, just showing off here. If I was just grabbing what we need, but we're at 3,012. So we're just over a 50% mark, and we just got a new backer. So we're going to kick off this challenge once Pho gets back. But in the meantime, I just want to say thank you so much, everyone otherwise who has been devotedly following this campaign and has been, helping boost this and support. I know it's been tough out there. It's been pretty crazy with what's going on in the world and lots of uncertainty, but people have still come by and, joined in support and believed in us. And that's meant a lot because, as we've pushed out there and we've pushed back, especially against people that either are crony or corrupt or who want to backstab or who want to, do things for nefarious ends or who want to compromise, we've stayed our usual principled selves and we've kept our message the same. We've kept our principles the same. But some people, they come and go with the wind, as often happens every 4 years. And we just keep it real. We are here chiefly to educate people on property rights, non-aggression principle, thinking outside the state, getting the state out of our lives and wallets, looking to see how to exit that in any way possible, and promoting that for a peaceful future. So, and our death net
definitely. And also, before you can have liberty outside, you got to have liberty on the inside and pursue peace and virtue in your own life. Because, if you're like an authoritarian to your kids and you're violent, how can you teach them the value of property rights and liberty if you literally violate theirs? So that's a really big thing I want people to internalize, is just like how great of an impact, especially when you become a parent, if you become one, the responsibility there over another human being that is you're giving them a childhood where they're going to have that for the rest of their lives. So, it's a really important thing to understand, is how great of a responsibility you have there, and to make sure that you are, helping and demonstrating to your children by living it, the value of pursuing truth over falsehood, of valuing honesty and virtue, those are things, and peace and a respect of property rights. And ultimately that's what we want people to understand, because that's where it starts. That's why the state in every country has public schools. So don't send your kid to government schools to literally be indoctrinated to accept authority. And here's Jack with gloves on.
As you can see,
one
it's
for each. Okay.
2 nuts, 1 pho.
Oh,
so
2 nuts, 1 pho. Oh my goodness.
Oh, you don't need that. I'm going to put this right in your mouth.
Oh, but we didn't finish the instructions.
Oh, you didn't finish? All right, finish the instructions because it's time for the nut.
Oh, you're just going to put it in my mouth?
Yeah, I'm going to put it in your mouth. Make it easy. All right, so read the instructions. What do we got? All right,
the Death Nut Challenge. 1 out of 2? Is that what this is? 12?
Yeah.
V2. Oh, V2. Sorry.
V2. Yeah.
By Blazing Foods. Thank you for your purchase. This challenge is the hottest thing you will ever eat. Oh, God. You must review warning on this box. You mean the warning? Anyway, on this box, and accept the terms of consumption at Deathnuts.com terms, conditions. It must be like, don't sue us. You chose to do this voluntarily, whatever. All right. Caution, extremely hot. Wear gloves. No liquids or food allowed until completion. Okay, so we should get water. Chew entire contents of each level for 15 seconds. Wait 60 seconds before advancing to the next level. After eating the contents of level 5, the death nut, you must endure a 5-minute burn to complete the challenge. Like, so before you like drink anything.
I don't know if that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm gonna not drink.
This, I thought the challenge itself was just eating it and surviving, but they're like, no.
They're like, no, go be in pain.
Now this is like, kill yourself.
Yeah, that's like, okay, we want you to die.
Yeah, this is like death by nut.
I know,
challenge.
that's gonna be definitely death by nut.
So no.
All right, so.
Oh, are we doing Godzilla Mad Libs? Because
that's for super chats. All right, so this is Death Nut level 1.
Oh no, I dropped it and it didn't.
It's the Carolina Reaper.
Chocolate Butler. Oh, is this all
Chocolate Butler?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see.
Okay, the only thing it contains is peanuts.
It says ghost peppers plus Carolina Reaper powder.
Yeah, that's the only allergy is peanuts.
Yeah, we're good on peanuts. We're good. You ready?
Cheers.
Cheers. And here's cheers to you. Strike the Root. Thank you for
thank you
supporting us, believing us.
Yeah, thanks for supporting us, but
nutting with us.
Yeah, that's what I guess I would just say eating a nut. I wouldn't call nutting. I don't want to eat this anymore.
Oh boy.
I said you sugar. I don't want to eat this. I don't want to. I don't consent. I'm going to play that song.
This is level 1.
I did not consent.
Uh-oh.
I will not be silenced. These death nuts that Jack wants me to eat are going to stop my life.
This is bad.
They're bad.
If this is level 1,
I'm going to cry.
we're in trouble.
No. All right, every $1,000 on the campaign because I can only stop. There's only 5. All right,
they say you can't drink.
3,000 divided by 5 nuts. What is that?
A lot of nuts.
Okay. Guys.
Wow.
3,000.
That's level 1.
I don't want to.
That's hot for level 1.
So there's.
That was good though. The nut's delicious.
3,
but it's not.
There's 6 500s.
It's not what I'm used to thinking when I think of mild spice. So we've done a lot of hot challenges. I mean, we've eaten ghost peppers live. We've done hot ones. Multiple different hot challenges. A pretty high
600.
High level Scovilles.
All right, so for every 600.
No. For every support the campaign, we promise.
I know. Oh God, you promised. I guess I should have read the label before I committed to this stream.
Yeah. Well, you can still have water. I'm not going to do you dirty like that.
I'm already crying. That's just wrong. Wow.
Yeah, you can have water.
Okay. I bet if we looked up this challenge, there are people who actually do the painful challenge.
Yeah, I mean it.
Oh, but that's kind of good though.
It tastes good.
Ow! But, it's already Thai hot. No.
Says, bring out the chapstick.
No.
Yeah, it's hot right off the bat. That ain't no joke.
Yeah, it's like Thai hot right away. This is not pepper. This is not jalapenos.
Yeah. Like.
Well, it's a Carolina Reaper peanut. I get it.
This is not good. This is really not good.
I feel like you should have said a minimum.
I maybe should have.
Yo, philosopher, break out the chapstick, says Dark Samus.
Oh, hello, Matt.
Oh, hello. Hey, Chris, 600. We got the same answer. That's awesome. We both made it to 4th grade math.
Thank you for putting us through the pain. Strike the Root.
So you should get this, Strike the Root. This is up your alley. If you love spicy food,
okay.
This is a spicy nut. And it's good. Like, it's actually good. My tongue's on fire.
But it's hot.
And I'm not sure if I'm going to survive.
No, this is real, like, pretty rough.
Come on. We got to put a minimum. We're going to die.
No
Someone's going to be like $1.
If they do, we do. I mean, that's fine, but.
That's so horrible. And then we're done. Okay. Sheesh.
There's only 5. We can only nut 5 times. So
can we show the trailer while
we've already hit nut level 1.
Okay.
And I wasn't expecting it to be that rough right off the bat.
Well, I think we have some good old dairy milk ice cream.
Yeah, you can have it. I can't. I'm screwed. Okay.
You're screwed by
all right. Support here.
I have not talked to Ross personally. I'm just like, he needs to connect with his family. He's been in prison for 12 years.
I was like, come on my podcast. Like, dude, let that guy just chill.
Oh my gosh. Like,
give him like a year, bro.
I mean, he may go. It's his choice, obviously. And he's been in there for 12 years. He's had a huge following. I mean, he has a huge fan base of people, us included, who really respected and admired what he did. Which is victimless crime. So
which is providing us the opportunity
to
have acid and Molly in DVD cases.
eBay.
Thank you.
Well, it was
thank you for your
service. Yeah. And I really wish him the best in that he's really able to connect with his family. Like I saw a picture of him hugging his sister. And we met his mom several times, and she's always just, you can tell like her heart was so broken, just missing her son so much.
Yeah.
But she was motivated because
she was working hard.
Yeah, she was motivated because she just saw like there's got to be a way I can get my son out. And so she just tirelessly kept resurfacing the issue, So, I mean, that's amazing. I think Lynn's love of her son is really beautiful. And I hope they have a lot of time to connect again.
A lot of people don't know. Lynn's family turned against her. A number of the members of family, they didn't support Ross. She was on her own in a lot of cases. People don't know that. It's really important to note. People think, oh, his family must have been all there for him and supporting him and stuff. No. Some of his family turned their backs. So it's pretty messed up. I would be shocked, to be in prison and to hear one of my own parents, turn their back on me. That'd be devastating. So
yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay. So he's like, Zeke says, what was that, level 1? You look like you're dying. Yeah. Just to give you a sense, like anyone who's been a part of our challenges before knows that we are not lightweights, right?
I like what Zeke wrote.
Was
that level 1? You look like you're dying, bro.
We're not lightweights. We have done hardcore stuff. 2 million Scoville plus stuff. We're not messing around.
You're not messing around.
But the thing that's crazy is that
it's crazy.
And we might die, and that actually is horrible to say, honestly.
That's horrible.
But apparently, let me see if I can get this in focus here. Apparently,
let
me get out of there. Get out of here. There it is. The level 5 is 13 million Scoville.
No, stupid hot. That's stupid. It's stupid hot. That means we're stupid for eating it. We might
be stupid.
We're gonna eat it and become stupid.
This could like.
Oh my god! Am I gonna get banned? Because I would.
I've seen some people do this challenge before. It did look pretty bad.
Can you handle it? I don't know.
But I want to find out. So someone jump in who's watching right now. We got 217 people watching. One of y'all, come on in.
If that's the true number, I don't know if there's numbers that are hidden.
Right. Come on in. All you have to do is give a little support on the Voluncap One Shot campaign. We have it. There's a $30 one, but you could do as little as a $10 die cut sticker. Help us get closer to goal. It's a great series. And then watch us do a death nut. Especially, if you hate us and want to see us in pain, this is your chance.
Oh, wow.
So even for the haters, your money is welcome.
I was saying the other day, I was like, oh God, what's with hate follows?
Right, yeah.
You're like, I hate you. Follow. Oh man.
Hey, Imperial Guard, the legend is here. We have
Imperial Guard.
Good
Happy
question
New Year.
I'm sobering up.
Hey, Zach. You're sobering up.
Yeah. How did you meet? I'm young and Gio, work very hard, try to find partners with similar values. Most young people are very leftist.
Oh, dude, I have the perfect advice.
She got the perfect advice. All right, give it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seriously, like, don't do dating apps. Nah. Like, I'm just saying, like, there are people who are just never gonna do a dating app. Okay. Like, I would never do a dating. I'm just like, no. Okay. So, like, social media, whether it's what your choice, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is, mine's. There are ways to just find other people, whether they comment on things or like other things that you like and have similar interests. So if you wanted to, I would say, you should care about virtues. So I don't know, like whether it's peaceful parenting or what, liberty, and you could get to know someone that way. The way Jack and I met was he just liked a photo that I was in with, if you know him, Adam Kokesh, who is he became famous for being very outspokenly anti-war, and he was like a ex-Marine, and he went to Afghanistan or to somewhere in the Middle East. That's where he was deployed, and he just like had an awakening where he's like, holy crud, I was being lied to by my government. And he's still around. I don't know what he's doing. He's really changed a lot. But in any case, he was doing a freedom tour because he wrote a book called Freedom. And it was just like this short book trying to educate people on the, our shared property rights, universal property rights, and believing in a world where that's the case. Basically what we do, we advocate for the same thing. And anyway, I had gone to one of his tours with a friend, and I just had met his girlfriend at the time, Macy Tamlin. Shout outs to her. Wow, it's been like 10 years, so it's a lot has changed for each and every one of us.
A lot has changed, as people know. Like,
but it was
including for Kokesh.
Yeah, it was cool to meet them. I wrote in his freedom truck on the wall, and I met her, and I took a picture with her in that truck with all the letters. And you just like the photo. And you were doing your voluntarious comic campaign. Oh, what's going on right now? Voluncap campaign. And we just finished the voluntarious Suit Saga 2 campaign. But, that's how I got interested in him. I mean, he's also not sore on the eyes. he's a sight for sore eyes, you could say. Like, basically, he's handsome. And so that was kind of like, ooh, who liked my photo? This guy. And I was like, oh, Jack. And then I saw his, comic campaign. I was like, wow, for him to make a comic, he must really care about liberty and voluntarism and anarcho-capitalism. And I'm like, wow. So I just hit him up, and you're a young engineer. Well, I was a young engineer at the time. And I was like, hey, I want to make a video game. I saw you do anarchy ball memes, or make them. And also I like your comic series. And so, we just like video called that day, and we just hit it off. We talked for hours, and then we just kept talking for hours. And then we met a couple months later in person. And then I moved down like 8-9 months later, and we've been together ever since.
Yeah. That's a good summary.
That's how you'd sum up.
Yeah, I would just sum it up. She slid in my DMs, but
I know you love summing up that way, but it's true. I did slide in his DMs.
I slid in my DMs.
All you did was like a photo, and then I was like, oh, hi.
Oh, man.
So anyway, that's what I'd recommend. And or just go to events in person and meet people that way, like the good old traditional way, but just, in a way that you could find shared values. It could be a fellow engineer. You could go to an engineering conference if you're really passionate about engineering, and meet somebody that way, and just find somebody who also has values that you admire and share, and virtue as well. Assuming you have virtue and want it.
Yeah, and I would say something in addition to that for when it comes to dating and what what a lot of people end up missing out on, in my opinion, is that like you got to first make yourself someone who, you know, is worthy of being attracted to and being the kind of person, you know, that you're attracting the right type of person. A lot of times, you know, people want to have something that's outside, you know, their batting average. And if you want to actually attract somebody decent, you want to take care of your body first. You know what I mean? And that, I mean, it seems silly, but for some people, you know, it's an important thing. You want to, you know, take care of your skin in terms of, you know, washing it. You want to clean your teeth as best as possible and make sure that, you know, you got clean as, you know, white teeth. You want to not have a unibrow. You know what I mean?
So basically hygiene and grooming.
You got to do hygiene.
Like you groom your, like cut your hair, like just
just do, you know, groom your hair. Don't
your clothes.
You don't have to be a bodybuilder or anything. Like a lot of people think, oh, I gotta be like crazy muscular. No, you don't have to do that. But
I would say just slim and fit.
Right. You should just be simply
healthy, you know.
Right. Just trim.
Eat whole foods.
You know what I mean? You should work on your health to where, you know, basically you're limber and you can move and you can run. You know, obviously if you have a six-pack that can help. But you don't have to achieve that just to be kind of, you know, somewhat fit and relatively healthy. If you do those things, you know, already you're signaling that you know, take care of yourself and you care about your health and you just, you know, care about your appearance. And that's going to shoot up, you know what I mean, your aesthetic value just right off the bat. And it's like that, you know, that's an easy way to just help yourself out, right? Not everybody is going to be born, you know, stunningly beautiful. Like obviously some people inherently they're born less attractive and that's just reality, but you can take what you've got and make the best presentation.
You can be the healthiest and fittest that you can be for your you know, body type or whatever.
Don't discount your ability to take care of yourself and to try to, you know, just present yourself as best as possible. And if you do that and you consider, you know, what it is that you're doing with yourself and how you dress and this or that, you're signaling the right things. So that's kind of the first step, is that, you know, just start to take care of yourself, basic, you know, kind of grooming things. But then there's obviously personality and things you have to do there in terms of, you know, attracting the right type of person. So, you know, for a lot of people who are in the dating scene, they
clean your room.
Yeah, go clean your room. They try to do something, you know, with themselves that's not genuine. You know what I mean? They try to put on a false, you know, face, or just try to, you know, put on a type of fake game. You know what I mean? Like a flirty game. But you know, that's not gonna last. You want to be your authentic self. Otherwise, it's gonna be, you know what I mean, putting on a facade, and then, you know, when you get comfortable, they're like, oh, you changed or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes. I want to say something.
Say it. Go for it.
I was just going to say, this reminds you like what I always thought, like when finding like a romantic partner, is they should really be like your best friend first. And, you know, you have a best girlfriend, but like a best guy friend, that is literally what your husband should be. Or, you know, if you're a guy or whatever, you're gay, whatever, like the other person, like you know, I think they should be your best friend. You know, if whatever sex you're attracted to, the best friend, that is the one that should be your partner. You know, like if you're attracted to dudes like I am, or if you're attracted to women like Jack is, you'd find the best man that's your best friend, and the girl that's your best friend as well. And that's really the best relationship. You're going to be with them every single day, morning to night, and you're literally helping each other get each other's needs met, and basically learning how to parent each other, often needing to heal each other's wounds in this world of violent parenting and governments. You know, like needing to help each other.
No, that's such a good point. Yeah.
And it's not like it stopped, it's continuous. Like, you know what I mean?
For most people, I mean, when you think about the divorce rate or just lack of marriage rate, most people are growing up with some type of model dysfunction, some type of whatever attachment issue with mother and or father.
Yeah.
And if you're in public school or state school, compulsory school of some kind,
there's bullying,
all kinds of poorly model behavior,
definitely.
Toxic behavior traits,
authoritarianism.
And a lot of those have to be unlearned. And sadly, what happens is for a lot of people, they do unlearn a lot of them, but sometimes it takes them like several relationships and tons of mistakes and rock bottoms before.
You're speaking from experience?
They do. Well, I experienced that.
I mean, I'm the same.
And I've seen it, up close and personal.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Tons of times with people. So, the hard part is that for young, especially if you're younger, most people are going to be hitting adulthood and still being confused, dysfunctional, uncertain of the world and themselves, because most young people are not being brought up to be adults in terms of being intellectually secure, emotionally secure, self-soothing, critical thinking skills. So your average 18-year-old is going to need another 4 to 6 years of like rebuilding their psychological fortitude to undo the poor behaviors modeled on them and the traumas and that's if they know to do that.
Yeah, but most people at that age, they go into college and they continue adolescence in a way because they're not learning how to be competitive in the market and actually build their skills towards what they want and what's competitive, and to make a living that way. They're likely getting into debt or they're getting a full ride. And they may or may not work, but you often will have people who can't work because they're just busy studying and trying to get their degree or whatever. So you have people who don't even become like doing adult things, living on their own, paying for everything by themselves, right? No loans, just actively generating that income for themselves. They don't do that until they're like 22. So you have that prolonged adolescence nowadays. And definitely a higher divorce rate amongst at least like the millennial generation. And I would say also Gen X, right? There was a lot of, so many stories of different Gen Xers I've met, my own parents included, of just bad decisions, things like that. And just divorce and pain,
right?
Relationship pain, abuse, physical abuse, emotional. I had a tweet about it the other day, just saying that, spanking is technically, harmful to your children, regardless of their age. And you should always choose, instead of violence and coercion with them, respecting their property rights and using communication, educating them, redirection, try to get their attention on something else instead. That is, or just reinforcing positive behavior, or giving a lesson, that's education. And that's much better, and actually teaches them what they should value when it comes to, if there is going to be a government, what it should do. It should, if it's going to exist, defend property rights. That's the whole point. Individual private property rights. You own your body and you own your things, and it's as simple as that. And you have someone who helps do dispute resolution if there's an issue, and be able to be like, okay, you need to, give back whatever you stole, for example. And you can only give them that understanding of the world with their own governments if you give them a household and a childhood that's peaceful. So you can't expect them to not be become some, communist going to college and whatever, advocating for universal healthcare or whatever socialist policy, if you don't actually instill in them anti-authoritarianism, if you don't instill in them liberty and actually value their liberty as well, and demonstrate that to them, and give them a childhood like that, a lifetime childhood, where they have memories of being loved and communicated to and being allowed to learn in this world and just learn new things. Because when you're a human, you don't really know anything. You just have your base, animal kind of instincts to survive. But you don't know language yet. And so it can be really scary, speaking from experience, when you don't know what's going on and you're learning and you rely on the adults around you to teach you. And so, I just have that mindset whenever I'm around children, especially like babies, where they really don't know what they're doing. And, the terrible 2s or 3s, that's where you get, oh my gosh, you're really figuring things out, but some things and you can move around. Oh no. Like, there's a lot of like education, opportunities and things that happen. But that is the critical age. That is literally the age where they are learning. And they say the first 5 years is like the most critical to a child's development. And that can, inform the rest of their childhood, like if they had a peaceful childhood or not, if they were loved on, or if they're violated, it's or abandoned, it's a big deal what happens in those first 5 years. And then for the rest of your childhood up to, 18, 22, whatever, so.
Yeah. And, so going back to the question of dating and things that, you have to think through and affect you. A lot of times, when someone is just coming into being adulthood in their adulthood, their priorities are obviously not right at that point, because a lot of times what they're thinking about is more so impulsive reactions to their childhood trauma. Definitely. And so, someone might be just chasing pure looks, or they're chasing status, or
wealth.
Or right, like especially, girls are like looking for whoever's got the most money, keep on leveraging up boyfriends until you think you got enough money. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely difficult out there when people have their priorities not right, because they're looking for the things that are not the core, most important parts to having a successful relationship, even though, of course, financial stability is important, but fundamentally life is uncertain, and you have to always be able to manage difficult things and ups and downs and potentialities of problems in life. So
cute and funny are a requirement, but wealth is like, we could work on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's fun to think about and to talk about and to dive
virtue is
into
better.
And yeah,
funny and virtuous and philosophical,
right?
Someone who values truth over falsehood, philosophical, values reason and evidence when they make claims, and they always reassess what they believe, and they're not afraid to, like, they're not like allergic to being like, oh, what's true, what do I know, what do I not know, what can I prove, what can I not prove, like someone who's philosophical, and someone who's virtuous, who values being honest, like about what they feel and what they think with you, if they choose to be your romantic partner and your best friend. So that's what I was saying about best friends and stuff. And I totally agree with you about hygiene.
Yeah, I mean, hygiene's very important. Deal. It's a big deal.
I mean, like, just do it for yourself. Like, eat good, go to the gym, you'll live a longer life, get some sun.
Don't stink.
Take a shower.
Take a shower.
Morning and night if possible, but for sure at night before bed.
Yeah, it's a good question. The morning versus night shower. I'm a big morning shower person, but as I've gotten older,
both is the best.
Yeah, like having
especially
that shower
if you go
before
out,
bed.
If you work outside and amongst with other people, and you're just generally in the public, you should take a shower in the morning just to like feel good, and because it's a long day outside. I don't know. I'm just speaking from experience, and then you take a shower before bed, so you're just like, oh, let me just clean off the day and the.
Because then you're not getting a bunch of nasty stuff on your pillow from like your hair and your clothing and stuff that's on you from the day.
Unless you wash your sheets every day.
That's a lot. But washing your sheets every day is a lot. So it's best just to shower and feel good and keep clean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Chris
Amen.
You'll love this. My wife is a preschool teacher, and we've been doing this stuff with our daughter.
That's so cool.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's great. Congrats.
Silver says, I got lucky. My dad preferred giving lectures until I used to go to a room and think about it. Think about it. But yeah, conversation, communication is of course way better than
because at least you can think about it.
Yeah.
And he leaves you alone, and he doesn't like, I'm gonna beat you now.
Think about it.
Think about it while I beat you.
Certainly an improvement. Conversation's best.
Isn't it just crazy? Anyway,
I know.
I got lucky. My mom, I was like, did you ever hit me? Because I have no memory. And she's like, one time.
She hit you so hard you don't remember it.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible. She's like, you know, I don't remember why, but yeah, one time. I was like, okay. I'm glad you don't.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, that's cool. So anyway, peaceful parenting, big deal.
Big
that
deal.
Should be I mean, don't you want your kids raised in a peaceful household by a nurturing, loving parent?
Yeah, as opposed to Mike here, he said my dad did the lecture spanking lecture sandwich.
Oh, okay.
Back to back.
I'm sorry, you have bad knees. Did he give you the bad knees with the spank? Okay, well, hopefully, you know, if that's your son, that you don't do it too.
Yeah, breaking the cycle.
Yes, you can. On this sacred timeline that we share.
The sacred timeline.
It's a sacred timeline.
Hey, it's Lane. Thanks, Lane.
Hey, what's up?
He said, "So hopeful Voluncap gets flooded." Yes, us as well. We're moving along. I just want someone else to jump in on this campaign so we can do Death Nut number 2.
You feel recovered after?
I'm recovered. First? Yeah, that was a very hot first Death Nut. So I'm ready, though. My palate has been cleansed. We're ready for Death Nut number 2. So we're just waiting for the next support. So the 40th backer, and then we can do Death Nut 2. And it doesn't take a shoe to do Death Nut 2. We just need 2 gloves because it's so spicy we can't touch these nuts without protection. So, as you know.
Definitely.
That's
I just gotta say, I think like, you know, having good family and network, and especially if you can raise your own family and children, like, is one of the most impactful things you can do for liberty. You know, it's just like if you can educate people and change their minds, that's great, you know, whatever age. Or you have your own children and you teach them and you raise them with the values too. I think that's so impactful because you have someone's whole lifetime where they could be living as well a life of respecting people's property rights and being kind and philosophical, you know, and whatever, and just like that's that impact for their whole lives. So it's just such a big deal. I don't know. I just think there are people who just kind of like, I think they just get tired, or maybe it's just lack of sleep, but they just like kind of lose sight of that, you know, really crucial and amazing experience that is to be a parent or an older sibling, you know, like, you know, just really appreciating that opportunity that you could really, you know, instill in someone else the same values that you share, and vice versa, like be open to learning from them, you know, because everyone's different and people have different ideas for things, and just always being open to like just considering a different strategy or approach, you know, to how you get your needs met and your values. So I just think that's really important. Do you
consider the approach of making commands?
Well, what commands?
Yeah, commands.
Oh, well, if you watched our last stream, you would know that I don't like commands. It's like, would you please? And I can say no.
Yeah, girls don't like it when you command them unless they're already chained up.
What? Wow. So I like it. The rating was just
this was rated 2 nuts. We're good.
2 nuts.
2 nuts.
Well, we've
had 1 nut tonight. We need a second nut. Who will be our nut hero?
Gosh, it's been an hour. What's up? 1 nut in 1 hour. Okay.
Well, I can do 1 nut per hour personally. I can do that.
Right. It gives you time to recover.
Gives you time to recover. It's hard to have a fully classical liberal side without virtuous people. Certainly the virtue of property rights, because if you don't believe in those things, yes, then people are basically like a zombie apocalypse. And that's kind of the point, is that fundamentally you have to have people respecting property rights, because the more disrespect there is, eventually you get to a point where it's like, it's just a zombie apocalypse. And people are just pooping in your car and going crazy and trying to eat you and stuff. It's just, obviously, if you don't have that dial of people being virtuous and respecting property rights, then you can't do it. So, there it is. Imperial Guard brought the nut. We just need 1 more backer so we can put that nut in our mouth. You made
Mike speechless.
Mike is speechless. It's true. I mean, look at these nuts. These are nuts that we want to put in our mouth. And it's going to get started, which we did. It's going to warm up. It's going to get real. The pain will set in. And then the death nut will come in. The death nut.
All right. We're still well ahead of that.
The
dude.
Eternal. The Eternal.
We got a Mad Lib, right?
That we would do a Mad Lib, but I am open.
Oh, can we do, you want a nut?
I do want a nut. I do want a nut.
No, I'd say you want a nut.
Yeah. He said Eternal.
Not like you want a nut, but do you want a nut?
I want a nut.
Not like you want a nut, but like
I want a nut. WANNA. I want a nut. It's gonna hurt really bad. The second one. The first one was already like crap. So
I know it was terrible.
It was.
I mean, it was kind of good, but it was like this is like
the flavor is great. The heat is something else. Like
wouldn't
I
you
was
say
like,
it was Thai hot?
Oh, that was hotter than Thai hot.
Thai hot. So right off the bat,
no, that's not Thai hot.
It sucks. It's tough.
This is hot. That was hotter than Thai hot from right after that. Lane says he's gonna head over and see what he can do. So here we go. We might have some GG. I will do an honorary nut for the Eternal because the Eternal brought us over to that 3K last time, and that's something special.
Yeah, thank you.
So Eternal and Volunteers future collab potentially. You never know. I have had Voluntarius sometimes make a little cameo here and there in different things. There's actually another series called The Globalists for true Voluntarius fans who have everything.
Oh yeah, Jerry pops in sometimes.
There's the series called The Globalists and Voluntarius makes a little cameo in there, and then there's this other secret series where Voluntarius makes a thing. It's like the most hardcore Voluntarius fans, know of this, but it's like kind of one of those little secrets. But
so you
never know, there might be an Eternal secret.
Yeah, maybe there's an Eternal secret, but I'm a hardcore Voluntarius fan.
You are, and because you are, you get a nut.
All right. And Godzilla Mad Libs.
All right, so we're going to see what we can do here because this is about to get painful.
Oh, no.
So Silver says, are there add-ons for their Voluntarius comics and its backing? There aren't on the campaign because technically Voluncap One Shot is just the standalone series. It's its own thing. So while it's a part of the Voluntarius universe, technically it's not in that chronology because it's its own standalone title, just like you'd have Justice League and then Batman or whatever. So you can get the other comics pretty easily off Indie Planet, and I can share the website, but I would definitely recommend checking out Voluncap One Shot because it is, in terms of the artwork quality, because we threw a crazy amount of money at it, it is like the best artwork we've ever had made. We hired literally
so good
top tier mainstream talent hired for it, so it's impressive. It's something that we're pretty proud of.
Yeah, definitely watch that trailer.
No, the trailer doesn't have the artwork. The trailer is a different artist, but
different artist. But I guess the cover is the artist.
Appears right in there.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm about to pull these nuts out.
All right, this is for the Eternal comic series.
So this is the warming up. So let me cover your face up. Okay, there we go. So this is Scorpion Butch Tea Peppers plus Carolina Reaper powder. Okay.
Cool. You're like bracing yourself.
I'm kind of nervous because honestly,
you shivered on the last one.
The first one was like, I was like, oh, okay, that's where we're gonna start in our mouths. Okay.
All right, Silvar says BRB. we gotta hold the meeting.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna see. I mean, one way or another, the nuts are coming.
You can play it back, Silvar.
All right, you want to hold your own nut?
Matt R says Scoville level. Good question. So the last one, which was hot, was.
I don't know if it lists the Scoville.
No, it doesn't.
For each of them, but I gotta tell you,
it said that was mild. That was not mild.
The mild one, because we've done this quite a few times, felt like as if it was over.
It felt like hot.
$500,000. Yeah. It was definitely like over $500,000 right off the bat. That's the feeling.
All right, cheers.
Okay, so this is Carolina Reaper Ghost says okay.
Oh my gosh, I touched it.
All right, you ready? Oh,
cheers,
don't put that anywhere sensitive.
Yeah, cheers. Oh no.
I just gleeked.
What?
As I did that. Yeah.
What's that?
It's when under your tongue it squirts out juices.
You gleeked?
I gleeked.
Are you gleeked up?
I'm gleeked up. Okay, wait. Why is that not as hot as the first one?
Oh,
Did I speak too soon?
maybe because we're numb.
Oh wait, that's a late one. Okay, the heat's turning up.
Maybe we're just numb.
It's in the back of my throat now.
Oh,
That's where the heat is. Whoa.
yeah.
All right, so the first one.
Oh no, this is horrible. Oh no. So anyway, I said Gleeked Up because it's a song by Don Tolliver called Geeked Up. I just love that song.
It's a good song. Woo!
I can go to sleep now. I'm geeked up.
Mike says, I already backed
But
we can
you're
go. Please and
gleeked
do
up?
enjoy those hot nuts. Okay.
Wow.
In our mouths.
Thanks,
Mike, we will
Mike.
enjoy a hot nut for you.
I hope you're well and having a good mood.
Oh, we just got another backer in the campaign.
Oh.
Wow.
All
Okay,
right,
this
so we
one
have
is
to
a
do
slow
two
burn.
more nuts.
This one, like, you eat it, you're like, whatever. And then as you swallow it, it's like it's clawing its way up the back of your throat and then grabbing on the back of your tongue and riding it. You know what I mean? It's like,
Oh, that describes it correctly.
yeah.
Like it's climbing down.
Yeah. You feel the burn down your esophagus.
This is not right.
And it's like a different texture of heat. I don't know if it burned as hot as the first one kind of kicked you, but this one had has a little ember, like it set a little fire down the back of your tongue and then down your throat. You just feel it warming up all the way down, like almost like a shot of whiskey. Oh,
I'm about to get some ice cream.
oh I know,
Thanks,
right?
Spike.
You got to help me with these nuts. Oh, Lane.
Wow.
That's a second perk. Thank you so
Lane.
much, Lane. That's above and beyond.
Hey.
Wow.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. 50. Oh, thank you so much, Lane.
Okay.
Wow, it's extremely generous. We are definitely going to nut in your honor.
Matt likes your comment right at the back of the throat.
Wow. Thank you so much for your generous support.
Oh my god.
That is incredible. Thank you so much, Lane. Lane is a legendary.
God. The
Liberty
double
lover.
entendres in this chat are ridiculous.
I know, right?
All these dads and their dad jokes.
It is still there.
It's there. It does ride you.
It does. It rides. It keeps riding
And I'm out.
you.
I'm out.
Lane came to our wedding, which was really awesome to have.
Yeah.
So thank you, Lane. Okay.
For the
I can make this.
support. That's awesome.
I can
What
do
do you
this.
get? What perk? Gosh, that's hot.
A big one. I'm pretty sure that he got the full set. Yeah, he got
so cool.
So he got the ultimate bundle, which is basically all the different covers signed and all the extra perks and whatever bonuses will
that's
come.
awesome.
And what's cool about that is, if you didn't already know,
I'm dying.
oh, I'm dying to, but we're gonna make it. Is that Ripperverse? Thanks again
hurts
for
to
shouting me out.
laugh. Yeah.
Their lead graphic design artist, Igor Teixeira, did our third cover. It's the hollow foil cover. It's special. It's reflective. So he's been great. He's done a lot of my special covers for me over the years, and super duper love him. I'd hope that we can keep doing stuff together. But he came in on this one, so we have a special shimmy shiny cover for you guys. And you can get that either on the hollow foil limited edition, perk here, or the ultimate bundle. And just to note, that is only on this campaign. So both cover B, which is ding, 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 ding. Where'd it go? Oh, it's up here. Both cover B and that cover can only be gotten on this campaign. So once those sell out, how I usually do it is they sell out. I get like 10 extra copies for myself. A couple are for friends, family. Might give one away for an auction, but basically that's it. You can't get them printed on demand anymore. So you want to pick it up because that's going to basically be it. You won't be able to get those covers anymore. And so they're extremely rare and exceedingly collectible. Whew, that's hot. Okay. Oh, man. Lay says, very grateful to have been there for Booth. Yeah, it was great to have you there, see you there. It was so much fun. Such a crazy event. I mean, we had so many cool people.
It was a fun wedding.
Spike Cohen was there. Top Woods was there. Lots of crazy, fun family and friends were there. It was wild. Yeah, it's around the back of my throat right now. It is. Oh, he said just got a post up for hot sauce. It says 1 million. But yeah, it's hot in here. Yep. Okay. So since Lane did a big one, we're going to let Mike. That's a lot of heat in my mouth. Mike's going to have number 3. And then Lane's going to have 4 to match his level of support in the campaign.
Well, that's literally the order it happened.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, we're gonna eat this nut for your bad knees. Because Mike has bad knees. Mike,
this nut's for you.
And I'm not ableist or whatever. He literally has that in his name. I'm not.
SJW fun.
These nuts make me SJW.
SJW.
SJW? I'm sorry.
SJW.
Like in a George W. Bush.
SJW.
Gosh, he was there at the Trump inauguration. That's a random thought. But like Javier was in the back. And there's like Obama, the Clintons, George Bush. And Javier's like, I don't even know if he understands what's going on. We were talking about this. We're like, did he have like an earpiece that translates from English
I know. Javier Relay was
Spanish?
like
Because he
chilling.
doesn't speak English at all. So I wonder if he was just like, oh my gosh, that's literally the Clintons, the Obama.
Yeah, Javier Milei looked like he was scared and just like, I hope I make it out of this live. He's like right by like the worst war criminals ever.
I know.
He's
right?
like, okay, I'm gonna sit back here. All right.
I wonder if he was thinking about, okay, how next do we get to Incapacitate? Or Anarcho-Capitalistan if you're you speak Spanish.
If you speak Espanol.
Oh yeah, Espanol, I'll say.
All right, so real quick, because we're going to take this nut for our warriors here. Kurt came in and he gave a $10 support. He said third nut. Actually, Kurt, you're going to have a different level of nut. We're going to get that in a second.
Are you serious?
Yes, seriously.
I'm going to die.
You might die.
All right, and then we're off.
No.
What?
Then
After 5 death
nuts.
nuts? Oh, I guess there's more than 1 nut each. Oh, you're right. We just start from... Oh, you know that song?
What?
Start back at work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's like a dream come true.
Two. Just want to be with you.
Whenever
3.
my work is done.
I got a nut for me.
Brian McKnight.
Here's a nut for
right?
you.
Brian
Yeah.
McKnight.
Yeah. Because you're the only nut for me. Yeah.
And
so this is level 3.
No, this is 4?
No, 3.
Oh, 3 for Mike.
We're only on 3. I know, right? We've only done 2 nuts. So this is 3. And cover your face. I gotta cover my face. Cover your face. Okay. There it is. So this one's Carolina Reaper peppers, chocolate Moda, Carolina Reaper powder. Oh boy.
No.
And as you can see, look at how nice and powdered that nut is. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You ready for this?
It's true. No.
I don't know. I'm kind of like wondering because after that last one, it was spicy, but it didn't kick you like the first one, but it was hot. So I'm wondering if this is going to have the same or if it's going to re-kick you. You ready? Nut time.
I'm just so nervous.
The flavor is yum.
I don't think I have any tongue left. It's gone. Ew, you just gleeked.
I know I'm gleeking out here. I'm gleeking.
You're gleeked up.
I'll gleek up.
He's gleeked up. He can't even speak because he's gleeked up.
Okay.
Thanks, Mike.
This one's got some spice to it.
I'm scared. I'm so scared. It hurts.
I will say the first 2 have made it easier. But I don't know what it is.
Where am I? What's going on? Why is this happening?
Did they design it this way? Because now it feels like the last one was deep in my throat and down my esophagus. And now this one feels like it's on my side of my tongue. Like it literally feels like it's the sides of my tongue.
I'm nervous.
Getting specifically targeted with heat.
Ay, ay, ay. Ay, caramba. I'm just going to start speaking other languages now. I'm just going to speak in Cantonese for the rest of this. Hey, 你知唔知啊？就嚟啊！ 就你可以講恭喜發財，身在力健。Basically, it's almost time where you can say Happy New Year, wishing you prosperity and wealth. In Cantonese to people because it's about to be Lunar New Year. Yeah. Or if you're Vietnamese, you could say Chok Moon Na Mui. And I'm not as good at Vietnamese, but that's kind of how you say it. Anyway, just look it up.
Mike says getting secondhand heartburn just watching.
What?
Mike says he's getting secondhand heartburn just watching.
Oh, well, I don't want to give you getting bad knees and heartburn. This is not looking good for you, Mike. Gotta be there.
That's hot.
Yeah.
That's hot. What do we have to taper this with?
Milky ice cream.
I can't do that.
Cashew milk?
I can do cashew milk.
Water?
I can do cashew water.
Is it gonna help? Are we gonna get
more water and cashew water. Please. Oh. Mariel Smith says, watch out, there's 7 Godzillas that are dangerous.
Lane's like, I hope this helps. I hope this helps you. Okay.
Oh, babe. Babe.
What?
We got another support.
Oh, no.
Silver.
I'm like dreading support.
It's the first IG back in 2022. We just hit the legendary 69 on our nut challenge. It brought us to 69. As you can see, we're now at 3269 thanks to Silver.
This is horrible.
Oh gosh, it's so hot. It is so hot.
It's so horrible. I can't even function.
This is worse than hot ones. Yo.
All I can do is drink water.
Yo, we need something. This is worse than hot ones for sure.
Yeah, this is, I don't know. I think we should start back at 1.
Seriously.
I think this is my 5.
Or this is worse than hot ones.
I'm saying, I already made it to the death done. If I go beyond this is like real death. I'm just like...
I know, I'm serious. Like, we need to consider our options here. What do we got?
We can start back in 1.
I'm not starting back in 1. I do need something for my mouth, so.
I know. All right.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Lane says trying to help, not me, you too. Yeah, for real. This Death Nut Challenge, it's serious.
Oh
this,
my gosh. I got you cashew water.
I'll take the cashew water.
And I drink it and...
Does it help?
No. It's water.
No, it helps. It helps. I think you should bring out the alcohol.
What?
Yeah. We're going to need alcohol for where we're going in this challenge.
Does alcohol help?
It will.
We've been sober for like a whole year.
Yeah, I haven't really had any alcohol for 1 year, though. I had 1 shot of Crown.
Oh.
The other weekend, I was at my one of my friends' bachelor parties. We had 1 thing of Crown. That was it. I was the sober guy. They got him this blow-up doll for his bachelor party. It was very tame. Don't get the wrong idea. No strip clubs or anything like that. We don't do any of that stuff. Married guys, by and large, we don't do that.
Only moons.
Yeah, the only moon that they got was my moon.
Oh my god!
But this was the only entertainment here. As you can see there. So, it was a doll with some holes. But yeah, we didn't use that. Yeah. Does it look like I'm wearing some lipstick? Yeah. That I'm not joking. This is oh, Lane says sticky rice. That's a good point. Rice could work. Rice could work.
I'll have sticky rice.
Okay. Yeah, so
But does ice cream though?
Ice cream help. Yeah.
That
the cashew was good.
Ice cream.
The cashew worked.
It just hugs your whole tongue and mouth and is like, it's okay.
So that was serious. Like this challenge.
All right, I'm out.
It's like starting Hot Ones on sauce 8 or 7, basically.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
And it feels like it's gonna go beyond, the bomb. But yeah, bring out the alcohol. We're gonna need it for this. This is gonna be something else. This is gonna be something else. This may end up being the hottest thing we've ever done on this channel, which is a lot for those of you who have been watching our hot challenges over the years.
Gosh. So
where is it?
I can't even think because I'm.
Yeah, you're gonna need, get more ice cream for yourself. Get the bottle of what do we got? Sake. I'm gonna need some more cashew nut milk. Because I'm already getting burnt. And we're only about to be on 4.
You're already done?
I'm getting hit.
With your nut milk? Your nut milk?
Yeah, hit me up with some more of that nut milk because this is toast to me right now.
Yeah, I'm toast.
I think we're gonna give Lane here the 5th because he deserves the hottest one. Kurt will save for that. I'll save for an after party shot. Because we also have, I don't even know, man. It's so hot. I'm getting nervous, to be honest. We have Pepto. Yeah, we've been raising the bar in these challenges big time. Honestly, I am a little scared. Normally I'm not scared of challenges. We've done. We've eaten all kinds of peppers, reapers, the whole thing, ghost. Hot Ones, hot jerky. But at these heat levels, if that's 13 million Scoville at the end, I honestly don't know if I'm going to come back from that.
This ice cream, and we'll see if Jack has it. It's tempting.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yeah. You. So yeah, we just need the bottle and the. We're gonna need maybe a little shot glass. Miss Mac asks his name. This vid makes it sound like Fug got pregnant. Yeah. Well.
What?
So he said it sounds like Fug got pregnant.
What do you mean?
Perfect.
Was it death one?
Yeah. All right. What do we got? What do we got here?
Oh,
Show me.
You're right. That is so funny. That's not challenge.
All right. So we're breaking out the drink at this point. So we got the Kyodai. That tells you how serious this is getting. Oh, hey, it's gluten free. All right. She's just grabbing one more drink thing here because it looks like we're going to have to take things up to the next level. And honestly, it's going to get a little crazy. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little scared.
I'm so nervous.
I'm
so scared.
But I'm pretty excited. Yeah, we've done some hot stuff in our day. All right, so we're going to make 4 If I can find it. Where'd he go? I want to get Silvar's.
Oh my gosh.
Silvar.
So Lane's gonna be the.
I'm gonna circle back to Kurt. And where's Silvar? Okay. Oh, he says before you can't see, do you have a link so I can buy the books? I want to put the capitalism, our capitalism. Like, okay, yeah. I mean, you're right that I probably should do this because honestly, after this fourth nut, I don't know where this is going to go. I'm a little scared myself.
I love that. He's like, I want to put the capitalism and anarcho-capitalism tonight.
All right, so I'm going to share the link below for.
Oh, that's fun. That's like a way so you can make friends that way, or you try to find.
All right, so this is the
like, I want to put the capitalism.
voluntarist website. There we go. So this is going to be the down below volcomic.com. And it's cool because that's a new website, which I just, did a sneak preview of, which is super cool.
I have a tiny shot glass because it's been I have not drinking for a year.
You have not had any alcohol for a year. Drank. Yeah, it's going to be
drunk.
After what's about to happen.
Drunk.
Yeah, so we got the new voluntarist website. We showed this before, but if you haven't seen it, it's pretty legit. So you can scroll down and you'll see the links to different comics down there and this or that. So
show the Voluncap one too.
I will later.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. So this is it. This is nut number 4. This is in Silvar's honor for his support on the campaign.
So it's at getting started, warming up. This one is we just did. It's getting real. And then now this is called Pain Sets In. And it's called Hot. The other ones were labeled medium or mild plus.
That terrifies me that this is labeled hot because
it says
so Carolina Reaper peppers 7-pot brain strain plus Carolina Reaper powder.
No. What? That's number 4. Okay.
So that's number 4. I don't know. You know what I mean? I might be dizzy after this. We'll see.
I was getting dizzy. I got the ice cream scoop and I put it there. And all I got was 1 scoop of ice cream.
Do you want me to put the nut in your mouth?
Just.
You ready?
Yeah, just.
Here we go.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers. This is for you, Solar. Okay. The flavor is always so good when you first have it. It tastes delicious. It's like sweet.
You can't let it linger on your cheeks.
And you get
your inner cheek.
It says you're not supposed to.
Well, I mean, if it's hot, you just should, try to swallow it all. And not let it, be on your gums or your tongue.
Okay.
And I'm dying. I mean, I'm always dying, you know what I mean? But everyone's always dying. But...
All right, here we go. That one was mostly Flavor Town.
Unless the transhumanists get their way. Yeah, I'm having this ice cream because that's hot.
Ah! All right, so far it hasn't hit. Oh. Okay, this one I'm feeling the tip of my tongue. It's like the very, very tip of my. I don't know what it is. It just?
Wow.
This one's
well, we made it to 4. We're surviving.
The very tip of my tongue now. Like it's had the mid of my tongue, the sides, the back of my throat.
Oh my gosh.
Right now, this one's the very tip of my tongue.
You don't want any cow milk ice cream?
Hold on. I can't. I will break if I need.
I'm telling you.
I know.
Isn't it way better?
I gotta just have a little bit. Or I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah. Well, you made it this far, number 4. All right. I guess with that, we'll end the stream. After the 5th nut, right? Or just... And then after the 5th nut, and on the 5th nut,
I don't
we
know.
ended the stream.
I don't know if we're gonna make it past the 4th. I don't know.
I'm surviving because I have this milky ice cream.
All right, you know what?
I like right after I ate it, I'm like, yep, and then I like immediately ate a bunch of ice cream. That's how I'm surviving.
It's so
does
hot.
alcohol help?
It broke right through.
Oh, the ice cream.
It didn't matter that I had the cashew milk or the ice cream.
Sorry.
The heat still broke through.
It's just gonna be Jack hyperventilating for the next.
I know, right? Okay, I gotta have a little more.
ASMR breathing.
Oh god.
You ever like that reminds me, you ever like take off your headphones at the gym and if it's just silent and everyone else has headphones, all you hear is like just breathing. Or like sometimes there are dudes who just grunt and they're like, they sound like they're in pain. They're like, ah! Ah! You ever see this thing? It's so funny. Or they drop it and they like slam it and they're like, so funny. All right, Steak Oilers like, let the burn flow through you. And that is literally what happens. Matt says alcohol can make it worse. Matt, plants don't have milk or lactose. Exactly. That's why he's drinking, because of lactose. Oh, what? So funny.
Wow.
It's cool. Matt can tell Vietnamese apart. Lane said, I was trying to help, not maim you two. Well, that's what happened, Lane. I'd help.
You should get more.
Oh, ice cream?
Yeah, this is so bad, I'm not going to make it.
It's almost like damned if you do, damned if you don't at this point because it has milk.
This is like the level 8 hot sauce. On hot ones.
I feel so bad for you because I had a
But
whole
worse.
like 2 scoops of ice cream, so I'm like,
I don't know how you did that.
here's eating Thai hot.
No, this is worse than Thai hot.
Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah, I'll get.
This makes Thai hot look like a walk in the park.
That's the first one to me. The first one was Thai hot, and then after that, it was like, oh no. It was like, oh no, hot. All right, let me. My little glass.
Your little glass.
Okay.
Yo.
Yo.
Okay, so for real,
Yo.
this level 4 is like bad. Bad.
I'm sorry.
Like, I feel tingles in my cheeks. I feel, yeah, like I see God. Like, it is.
Is this your cousin Jesus?
Yo, I mean, it is real hot. It's serious. I'd put that on par with some of the hottest of hots we've ever had. Definitely feels like 2 million Scoville. At least.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's a lot.
Wow. If you don't do well with spice, that will kill you. For real.
I mean, if you can't handle pepper.
If you can't handle spice, that will kill you. I am questioning my ability to do the next level now. Mostly because it says 13 million Scoville.
Yeah.
And I don't recall ever having 13 million Scoville. Lane says it's on par with Malaysian food. I mean, I don't know what level of Malaysian food you're thinking of. I've had many very hot things where Indian Thai, Malaysian, where I stay, give it to your people hot, not the guilo. And this is hotter than that. This is hotter than that. That stuff will make you poop after, you know what I mean? They're putting them, pepper chips on top and all kinds of hot chili oil and everything, and they're loading you up.
I had to get myself a little spoon.
This is the next level concentrate.
Yeah. I like how you said give it to your people hot.
Yeah.
Not the
that level 4
guilo.
nut by far is up there as one of the hottest things I've had. Like one wing challenge, level 8 on the hot ones, which even though it's not the bomb, which is their hottest, the level 8 sauce feels the hottest on hot ones.
Matt wants to know. He says, I'm okay with spice. Jack, what is your ethnic background? What's your ethnic background, Matt? Waiting. But,
if you must know.
But you should guess.
And you promise not to kill. Yeah, if you can guess.
You should guess.
I have 3 ethnic backgrounds.
3.
Give it a guess.
So guess. Guess the 3.
If someone gets it right,
You'll do a death nut?
I'll take a shot.
Oh, a shot. I'll do a shot too.
In addition to that, though, we do owe Lane our death nut.
The 5?
Yes, which means that for Kurt, he gave us a nut. But technically, to be honest and fair, we did say we were only originally supposed to do nuts for supports in the campaign. So
we did it for Mike as well.
We were being gracious. 2 reasons. Take a look. Mike backed already in the campaign.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The Eternal also backed in the campaign. So both of them did a little super chat, so they'd already backed it. So we did a little bit of a outside baseball thing.
We ate nuts for them.
So we ate nuts for them because they had already backed and they do a little extra. Kurt, I might do a shot to wash down this 5th nut. We'll see. I have to survive this nut. Honestly, I am genuinely scared. I do feel fear. And I did just watch the latest, I should say, the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern. And fear is a dangerous energy.
Was that a quote?
Matt says English, Irish, and Dutch. Ooh. One of those is correct, but not all 3.
That's awesome.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay. I have calmed down enough to handle one more nut.
He has to promise not to kill you.
Yeah. I am
nowadays
a little bit terrified. So the death nut is 2 times Carolina Reaper, Maruga Scorpion, 13 million Scoville, capsaicin crystals.
No.
I'm sorry, capsaicin. I can't even say the word right. That's that right. My tongue is still.
Capsaicin.
Yeah, capsaicin.
No.
Sorry, it's affecting my English. Capsaicin crystals.
No, I think it's capsaicin.
Yeah. My tongue is struggling.
I mean, we could look it up or whatever.
Yeah.
If anyone knows, let us know
and,
how to pronounce capsaicin or capsaicin.
Yeah, capsaicin is theft. Let me see. Peppers.
No.
Yeah, Carolina.
Heat level is wild.
Yeah.
That's like you. You're wild.
So, say dangerous.
All right, Matt. Promise not to kill him. 7-8 Sherman. Oh, that's cool. You're 7-8.
No, not. Oh, him? I think he's saying for us. He was guessing, I thought.
Oh.
Maybe Matt is 7-8. Oh, Matt, let's see. Where'd he go?
You're 7-8.
Are you 7-8 German? Are you?
You mean like mostly German?
What's the 1/8?
What the heck is
What's
the
other
1/8?
eighth?
Oh, like a long time ago.
So this right here is for Lane. Who? Let me see here. Lane is the one who brought us in the campaign. He did a big backer, so we want to give him a big shout out for bringing us extra far on this campaign. He did the what do you got? Where do you get? He did the ultimate bundle, so thank you so much for doing that. That was amazing. So Lane here, we're giving him the special Death Nut number 5 for the biggest support in the campaign.
Yeah, thanks everyone for being here for an hour and 40 minutes with us live.
Yeah, and if you're just tuning in right now, because maybe you just got off work, maybe you're over in Cali time or something.
Yeah,
you're here for the Death Nut, which is I don't even know. I know I've seen people do this, and it seems terrifying to me. We do both have ice cream, so that's good. I'm glad we do, because honestly, as much as I was saying we shouldn't do it, yeah, well, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I'm scared.
You're scared.
It's a lot of heat. The only thing that's helping us right now is we already kind of papered over our taste buds with some pre-existing heat.
Yes, and the ice cream really helps.
Well, you seem pretty good on that last one, whereas me, I was burning.
It's because I had so much milky goodness.
All right, here's your nut.
Oh, what is a nut without the milk?
Oh yeah, definitely wear gloves. Yeah. So there's up close nut action. Look at that. See how powdered that nut is?
Yeah. All right, you got more ice cream? Okay,
yeah, you gave me the ice cream, so at least that's in my favor. I'm probably gonna take a shot as well in honor, yeah,
and everyone else
and everybody else. So, cheers to everybody for sticking with us and making us helping us make it to Death Nut number 5.
Eternal
if we die here,
Lane,
it's your fault. No, we appreciate you. We do this in your honor.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Immediately loads. Can you load my tiny? All right, if we want to do the challenge, we can sit here for 5 minutes. I could time it. You want me to?
I don't know. Okay. The nut is in my mouth. It's hot.
It's hot.
It's going.
All right, I started the stopwatch.
Okay.
Ay.
How long does it take to hit?
Huh? What? What?
Is your heat going for you?
What?
I'm feeling it all the way up here, like a little bit.
It went to my ears, like
right.
That's why I couldn't hear.
Right,
you.
it went to my Yeah.
Ah!
It went to my ears, exactly.
Ah! Okay, but we're gonna do it 5 minutes.
You're gonna do it? I don't know if I can make it. I understand, right? It doesn't immediately kick you like the first night. But it does start to go burn. Back of the tongue.
I love your Godzillas in the background. Look at all those. See those G-1s?
They're good.
I mean the 2 in the middle. Those are my favorite. Maybe it was such a good movie. We watched it 3 times. 4 times. No, 3 times?
It's very hot.
Did we watch G-1 3 times or 4 times?
4.
Whoa. In theaters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This heat is going.
So, how much time do we have?
I'm not going to make it.
You can do it.
No,
Let the saliva cover you.
I can't.
You can't? Okay.
I don't think so.
All right. I understand. I gotta be careful with this little shot glass. Okay. You got.
It was burning
2 minutes.
Deep, like real deep down my throat.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Like.
Yeah, I feel it, but it's weird. It's kind of like, you know how when you're in the hot sun and it's like summer, it's like 100 degrees out.
Yeah.
And then you start sweating, and then you're like, hey, there's a little breeze. Or you run and make a breeze, or you walk a little bit, and you know, you're kind of cooling down. Well, that's like saliva for your mouth. So saliva, you know, does that naturally. Wait, anyone watch Vsauce?
Matt says fun wins. I'll let her win.
I win. Matt's right. I win. Touchdown. You can tell I played a lot of video games. No, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. All right, 2:51. 2 minutes, 55 seconds. Yeah, so it hurts.
It's a kind of burn that like.
Glad y'all are here, spending your Friday evening with us. Who else is drinking? I'm gonna take this shot right at the 5 minutes.
You are?
Celebration. You know, that's how I'll break my sobriety. I did it. I did the death nut challenge, kinda. Had a lot of ice cream for all the nuts prior. But this last nut I took, and I just sat
This
there,
one will kill you.
and I just left it. And I'm leaving it for 5 minutes. It's been 3 minutes and 40 seconds. You know, it's not so bad. I feel like you do the 4, you have the ice cream, then you can do it. I could not do it without ice cream. Like, if we did not have anything, because that's what it says. It says no drinking anything.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Nah.
Now, that's insane.
Call me whatever you name you
I
want.
could do one of the nuts.
Yeah, maybe I could have done the first one without it.
Right, but it says no liquids or food allowed until completion. So you have to do all 5 nuts without water? That's insane. You can't nut 5 times
You can't nut 5 times.
without food or water, right? Isn't that anti-possible?
It's not.
Is that impossible? Isn't it like anti-reason?
It's crazy. No, there's no way.
They're like, you gotta nut 5 times in a row without any liquids or food. You'd be like, that person's gonna die if they nut 5 times.
Yeah, you could die in this challenge for sure.
So I'm glad. See, look, I'm almost done. 450. So yeah, Matt's like, should have done all at once. I mean, the most boss move is you eat all the nuts in every bag all at once within like 10 minutes. And yeah, you'd be done. You know, you just be like,
yeah.
I don't even know how anyone can do that. All right, I did it. We're going to cheers to this.
Cheers.
All right,
breaking
it 1
hey.
year with the little shot.
1 year, no drinking.
Cheers. If you guys are drinking,
cheers.
Still drinking water, good for you. We have
this
water.
is in honor of
everybody that supported so far. Because it's alcohol.
Specifically, Kurt. Thank you, sport. Because honor you.
And Mike has bad knees and the Eternal Comics, which I guess
this
is from
the
basketball?
shot in his honor. And then Mike, yep, cheers. Eternal.
Cheers.
And thank you both too.
Oh wow, I haven't had sake in a while, and that is so good.
So good.
That has strawberry and vanilla in it,
Tastes
and
amazing.
honeydew and melon. Oh, and it has a tart yogurt, so it's a little creamy, right? So the yogurt kind of helps.
There's yogurt.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Wait, is that? It's dairy free, right?
Oh.
Either way.
Like what? What did it say?
It doesn't say. It says gluten free. Right? You think?
Or are they like you should know? Oh.
Well, either way, I'll have a lactate.
All right. Thanks, Lane.
And hold on, I gotta thank
That was fun.
Yeah. Silvar, thank you for your support of the campaign.
Yes, thank you.
Wow. That was amazing.
Oh, so Voluncap is not. Oh, yes, there are add-ons. Yes.
Much love to you.
Definitely. It has
both.
its own unique add-ons. Yeah, thanks, Lane.
Thank you, Lane, for your support and love and care, and for allowing us to face death firsthand. Yeah, I would say, hands down, the Death Nut Challenge is probably the hottest challenge we've done in the shortest span. It is no joke. That will kill you. If you're borderline sensitive like that, and if you feel yourself clamming up, you'll die, for real. For me, I'm a pretty good spice challenge person. Of course, my wife is pretty top tier. I think she even outpaces me.
I won.
I
won with a lot
that
of
will kill
milk
you
prior.
if you
I could
are sensitive.
I can handle it for 5 minutes.
Oh, thank you. No, well, okay, maybe even Pepto there. Who knows?
Just to help. All right. Do we
I
have...
couldn't just a C, so I did an A.
Oh.
Hey, that's good. That's good.
Oh yeah, the hollow foil. Is there just the hollow foil?
There isn't. It's all part of that special. Yeah, I know. That's a part of like the whole special, like, collectible upsell thing. But I do appreciate that you jumped in with the A. It's going to be great, and there's a lot of cool stuff with it. You're going to be very, very happy. So thank you for your service, Silver. Without you, this nut would have not been possible.
Yes, thank you, Silva. He's right though. I mean, that would be cool to have cover B plus extras, but you wanted the ultimate.
Yeah, well, it comes
because it's so limited.
Right, it's a special. That's what part of making the
right.
upsell plus limited edition part to make it unique and rare. I mean, that's kind of the part. As I intentionally,
that's true. Right, that
I
makes
try
sense.
to make it that limited, so it really is something that if you have it, you're part of a limited special club of like people like, oh, you actually have this thing. It's pretty cool.
Right.
Some people they're like, oh, we have a limited edition. They have like 10,000 of it. It's like, well, is that really a limited edition? You know what I mean? Like, we have a limited edition. It's like, oh, there's only 100 of these or 500 of these tops in the world. Now that's limited. You know what I mean? Or if you have something that's like, 20, it's like, whew. Oh, Silvar says, I don't care about the foil part, but I like Igor. Yeah. Well, you never know. There's some that float out there.
Awesome.
Nice. Some of the hollow foils, sometimes I bring one special for a convention thing. Sometimes I go out with a special auction for, charity event. It happens.
Yeah.
So I want to cheers to you and to everybody else. Another shot and thanks.
Thanks, Silvar. That's awesome. I have a little one.
Wow. Oh yeah, you want another little shot?
Yeah, I feel good.
Wow.
Really tasty there.
It is a really tasty drink. I mean, I will say this is show us off.
Thanks, babe.
Recommend this.
Yeah, it's so good. This Kyodai.
Kyodai.
It's like fruity Japanese sake.
Yeah.
Negori. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Kanpai.
Wow.
Cheers.
I'm impressed that I survived that last one. I was really nervous. It said 13 million Scoville crystals.
Yeah.
I don't know if it felt 13 compared to what it was, or maybe I'm just desensitized at this point. But it was definitely very hot, and it was definitely scary enough for me to be able to go, yeah, I should definitely have some ice cream to be safe right now, because it's.
I know
it was like
resisting,
whoa.
But then you're like,
because you could feel it on the fifth one where it's like uniquely on that one. Yeah, I felt the other, like there's 3 burning down the throat, but that one almost felt like swelling, like to the point where it's like, oh, okay, like you know what I mean, where you feel it like get so hot where it's like in the back of the throat, like, oh, okay, that feels more like a little bit of swelling almost.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, I'm like anaphylactic shock or something, but it's just like, oh, okay, like I could see how if someone did have a reaction, like that's not a good position to be in. So Kurt said we took it like champs. That's what we do here.
Yeah.
We risk our lives for you and for the support on the cool stuff we do. Which, speaking of which,
I think this is funny.
That's too funny.
So many buried Trump
memes. After we wrap up Voluncap, in terms of things this year, we're going to try to do another song next month. We're going to do another Voluntarius campaign later on in the year, much later on. We're going to try to just focus more on music for a bit. We're going to just, kind of keep it chill. Maybe do a music video later on in the year. We really want to do Javier Milei Worldwide Libertad as a music video.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We just think it'd be so cool to do some funny stuff with the Javier cosplay thing. And
yeah, well, that'd be awesome.
Before, people were kind of skeptical of Javier Milei. They're like, oh, is he just going to be crap? Is he not going to do anything? But now it's like, no more excuses. Like, Javier Milei literally set the world record for cutting government workers, government agencies, and literally saving their country from hyperinflation through an incrementalism. Classical liberal, like, obviously he couldn't just ban everything. He's not a dictator. He's only president. He just had some more powers than usual because that's how they, push the powers there with their socialist stuff before. But considering the obstacles he faced, being struck down by the court on some of his stuff, having the Congress push back on things, he really worked hard to get stuff done and actually cut the state meaningfully, cutting half the agencies.
And before he got in, he was outspoken, and he would be made fun of on like Spanish television shows.
Yeah, because what happened is the socialists there had been so comfortable,
right?
Basically, being the establishment that they brought him on to mock him, essentially thinking, "Oh, this guy's a joke."
Crazy.
But in truth, because
he dresses up,
right?
He does
they were so
music.
confident in themselves.
Yeah. Right.
They didn't fully appreciate that in his charisma and his being silly and funny, he actually got people to like him and then to actually listen to his message. And so, they learned the hard way that, the message of liberty is very attractive to people, especially when you have a bunch of socialist policies, state socialism, that is, and you control industries and make people poor, and people are like, wow, this really sucks. And prices keep going up and up, and all of a sudden people are like, oh, you know what? This
when you
guy
just help
is
people
not so crazy.
wake up like to the nature of our enslavement. I mean, unless you're a part of the ruling class or you're born into it,
unless you're one of the parasites.
If you pay income taxes and property taxes, you're technically enslaved. And even if you don't, you are technically living in a place that's controlled. And there have been many ANCAPs, anarchists that tried to leave, like Roger Ver. For example, he literally paid the extortion fee to be like, I'm not a citizen anymore. Stop taxing me. And here
he went and became a weeb in Japan.
Here he is being taxed, promoting Bitcoin, whether Japan, anywhere but Hong Kong, and
they brought him back,
showing, and he even paid to leave and followed all the rules. So it's really insane, and it'd be really cool for Trump to pardon him too, and Snowden, let him come home. Biden had pardoned Assange. Is that right?
Biden gave Assange a plea deal. So his administration, I mean, Biden's a meat puppet, everybody knows. But his administration gave Assange a plea deal. They pardoned 6,500 nonviolent marijuana offenders and stuff like that. So it's interesting. You know what I mean? Obviously, pardoning people is just, oh, cool, that's nice, whether Biden or Trump does it. But obviously, they enslave and take from the people otherwise.
And the laws are still there that put them in prison in the first place. That there will be future victims, for the same victimless crime.
We can only hope that Trump literally somehow has a come to Mises moment and
stop
and change his
expanding
course.
The ATF and DEA powers.
Yeah, because as much as Ross is his being released is amazing.
Yeah,
you can't forget that that's not the end of the story. And Trump already was, implementing tariffs, which it's not like he even waited to be like, oh, let me at least get tax cuts in before implementing tariffs. It's like he went straight for it through executive order. He enabled a bunch of agencies to start doing illegal immigration enforcement, which, as always, on the surface, you're like, oh yeah, they're stopping criminals, this or that. We're going to get rid of violent gangs, but obviously the agencies are going to use that for more police state spying and militarizing the border and creating a police state more. And then you have...
Because now you're going after people not because of crimes. Not because, hey, I saw you steal something or hit somebody or hurt somebody. It's
right.
What's your legal status? Where's your papers?
Right.
Like literally in Nazi Germany. Where's your papers? Where's the papers?
You're too Mexican passing.
Like,
yeah. So it's good. It's
yeah,
going to get
there's already
dicey.
been innocent people. I mean,
yeah,
there have always been people who were innocent and caught in it who really were just peaceful and just want to live here and work here and
right.
have their families here, just like my family did. I'm the first generation. My parents were born in Vietnam or in Cambodia, you know, so
it's just getting rid of the perverse incentives
of immigration.
Right.
And I wouldn't be speaking English and being the philosopher here today if they never came here. If I was still in communist Vietnam, which I guess apparently is trying to reduce the size and scope of the state in some ways, apparently inspired by Javier Milei. Who knows? They could really use it. You know, it's pretty bad there. They also have a drug war.
Yeah.
War on drugs, victimless crimes. But of course you can have the drugs that, you know, big pharma sells.
Right. So
it monopolizes.
It's just a matter of being vigilant because people get comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
They think, oh, this person's on our side. This person's going to do what we want just because they throw some couple of bones to.
This guy's the master of the art of the deal.
Trump is. He's very intelligent.
Let me get what you want and stop criticizing me as I take what I want.
Yeah, I mean that's the nature of a deal. You know, he's not doing it simply out of nothing. It's because he wanted the votes and he wants the power and he wants the passivity. He wants people to be like, oh well, you know, just go. You know, I gave you a bone. Now go along with the rest of the centralization of federal power. Yeah. And that's a big issue because people like us and the people in our camp, we're pushing more so for nullification, secession. Right. It was supposed to be a decentralized revolution. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be pushing against federalization and greater federal control. And now we have the perfect candidate in terms of someone who can pacify that counter movement superficially, but meanwhile actually strengthen the federal government by making the agencies stronger, giving them better technology, more efficiency. Really, it's giving them better tools with which to spy and control, people, and people will go along with it because they think it's their guy, and that's the sad part. Is that
so far he's creating new agencies, not ending.
Well, he's saying he's like, let's create the External Revenue Service. Like, wait, what? You're going to create a new taxing body?
You're not going to abolish the IRS.
Right. Well, and the funny part is he would have to get that through Congress, but you always have to, reflect and say, well, what's realistic? What's more likely? Is he going to get people to pass more government or to cut an agency? And so at the end of the day, it's more realistic.
Who's in Congress now?
Right.
Definitely more government.
It's more realistic, right? Yeah. Exactly. That they would just cut taxes to some degree, but then green light a whole new agency. And the long-term ramifications of that are, enormous. I mean, even the doggy thing,
Doge.
Yeah. Doge. The replacement there, they were already renaming an agency that was a digital services agency, basically just managed websites and usability. Gosh. But they were already saying, we're going to need 4 employees to be doggy in every agency. So they're already like adding on more personnel and creating this network.
That's why it's called Department of Government Efficiency. They're not looking to reduce the size and scope and power and the infringements. Right. They just want to make all the existing infringements that they are enacting, whether it's printing money out of thin air or taxation, they just want that to be more efficient.
And so, fundamentally, that's why it's important people not to forget and lose sight and get passive, because my opinion is that they're going to go for as much centralization as possible in the name of efficiency, and count on people accepting it because they throw a couple bones along the way and pacify people. And then, you get, it's a very common divide and control tactic, right? Where you get groups of people to say, hey, the haves and the have-nots, right? Fight among each other instead of fighting against the growing state power. right? And that happens with the parasite class.
People who actually initiate violence and threaten you with violence.
Right. The beneficiaries of state violence versus, those who get plundered. And the next level tactic of that beyond, the welfare state or just state employees, as is being clearly shown today, is doing quid pro quo deals and buying off leadership. Because as much as it is seemingly nice to be like,
what's quid pro quo?
Exchange, giving one person something for another.
Oh, so art of the deal almost.
Yeah. Just make a deal. So I get something, you get something. So the issue there that is often overlooked is that in that process, you now have people who become the mouthpiece of that administration, because once they do the deal, they are now in a rock and a hard place because they feel the itch of power, that they're like, ooh, I have access.
Right.
I have this opportunity, but they don't want to spoil it, right? This is about walking through human action incentives. It's like an economics thing. You think about the next thing. So you have to then reflect and be like, oh, wow. So now this person feels that they have a connection. They feel like they have an inside. It's going to make it much more harder for them to be meaningfully critical or to push back or to say, hey, this is against our values, if they believe that not doing so, not speaking up, gives them an advantage for the future. That, oh, well, if I'm not that critical, maybe I'll get some leverage down the road.
Right, you'll have more people following you if you're not, outspokenly ANCAP or whatever.
And that is
I'm just
how it gets bought off. And people don't see that at first, because it's always first sold as someone gaining influence and access. And when that happens, they're like, well, what, you want to be allergic to relevance? You want to not have some, influence of power or chance for you? And it's like, no, that's nice on its own, but it's actions don't take place in a vacuum.
Well, and it's always compared to what?
Right.
Because they're just assuming this is the only way, voting for Trump. That's the only possible strategy to get to Incapistan,
Right. So it's something
just
that
such a fixed mindset. They're not open, they're not creative, they're fear-based, they're just a bunch of FUDs. So it's the same old game every year, the most important election of our lifetime, and don't vote libertarian or whatever. In this case, it was Chase Oliver this round, Gary Johnson before.
Joe.
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah.
I forgot her last name.
Jorgensen.
Yes, Jorgensen. Thanks.
Yeah. So it's just it's something that people need to recognize. And they just think
like, oh, either this person's going to get in or this person, so I'm going to choose the lesser of two evils.
Mm-hmm.
But what they don't realize is they're actually two sides of the same, coin. Like both sides, Republicans and Democrats, every president that has been chosen will expand the size and power of the state, grow the national debt. Inflation continues. It's not meaningfully rolled back. They accept the Federal Reserve and the money printing, the fiat money that everyone's forced to use, the dollar. They accept all that, and they accept taxation, income taxation, sales taxes, etc., regulations. It's all accepted every year. Since I've been alive, and some of you have been alive longer than me, 50, 60, 70, 70 years. And you probably saw the same thing. Every president, not wanting to end whole agencies, maybe except JFK, who wanted to end the CIA, for example. But what happened to him? Each president grows the federal government, and that's the problem. And so when you vote for the lesser of two evils, you actually keep yourself in this mindset of fear where you never take self-ownership for your life, and you never get to a point in your life of self-sufficiency, wealth, health, etc., knowing how to defend yourself, knowing how to use weapons, for example. You become complacent, and you no longer have this chance to be like, you know what, regardless of who gets in, I'm ready. I'm ready to change minds. You have a platform where you're changing minds. like we've been building ours, and there's been a community regardless of what president is going on. I mean, through the lockdowns, there was this community of people who wanted to trade. They were, into having their own businesses, homesteading, whether it's building your own products, growing, your own products to sell, or enabling the technology for people to do those things, for example, and facilitating and organizing. All of those things are valuable, and they continue regardless of what government's in power. And that's how you stay resilient. And it's also family. Like through the lockdowns, if you had family, you would see each other regardless. If they're like, no, you can't see your family right now, you're like, no, I'm close to my family, I'm going to sneak and see them. Like, what is this Nazi Germany where you can't even leave your own home? I mean, that's how it was during the lockdowns. It was frightening to just see, oh my gosh, is this the turning point in the USA? I don't mean to quote that organization, like they're saying their name, right? TPUSA or whatever. But it was like literally that moment. And you saw the things that held strong, right? Strong communities, churches, families, big families, businesses were huge. Like people who just knew these business owners and they knew their customers, and they helped each other. And like, no, I'm going to come out and pay for, we did that, like pay for our meals and like still be your customers. Like those are the things that keep society going, trading food, growing food, those things, regardless of who gets into power. And when you focus more on like building family and community and the market, you get out of this mentality of black and white thinking of, oh no, it's either, like Kamala or Trump, and that's the only way that we'll see liberty. And you're now blinded by how both of them fool you and dangle carrots and say, we'll do this, we'll do that. I mean, the Democrats do it on the other side. They're like, oh, well, we'll end the war on drugs, we'll pardon nonviolent drug, whatever. Like, get rid of student loans. Like they have their own like culture of things that they want to do. And that's how they get you, is to get you to vote for more statism and then shame your fellow slaves, literally. Especially the ones who are like, hey, we're enslaved and we should like call for the end of slavery, taxation and everything. They have you attack your fellow slaves and your fellow humans, who are normally just living in peace with you and never threatened you ever, and wouldn't, even if they don't like you. Like that's what the state does. They pit you against each other.
Yeah, I mean, it's a common tactic. Basically, it's always, offer people a part of the system, offer people reward for obedience. And if you get that, then you can be bought off, and then you can be used to shut down anyone else who's demanding more liberty. Just, like under, communist Mao, he would use young people's energy and desire to do something significant to go after people and say,
that happened here. All these college students at campuses
landlord
protesting all of a sudden, like that same propaganda happens in state schools here.
Yeah. So it's definitely, it's easier for the government to create diversions, distractions, and buy people off, to have them fight each other instead of fighting the state, than it is to, basically do all the controlling themselves. Because if they did, then it would be more easy to be unified. As we saw in the lockdown shutdowns, people got very unified very quickly when they had a common enemy, the state. So, it's just it's a situation that comes up time and again, and it's often forgotten. And it's something that, we have to remind people of, especially when people want to, basically sell out themselves for whatever it is that they think that they can get for themselves, politically, for or personal power, or financially, by compromising. So, it's not new. It's just always frustrating that it always comes up every 4 years with a new, presidential candidate, and people saying, you need to do this or that, or, it's just difficult to keep people focused on the prize of culturally
Definitely
thinking outside the state and thinking about how to, basically decentralize and get federal power broken up toward non-existence.
I get why it's hard. It's a whole momentum of history and ancestry that we're dealing with, of it being passed down for generations and generations, statism,
Yeah.
And also people have a fear of death and imprisonment. That's how mafias gain power, and governments are just legalized monopolies, legal mafias. And how they gain power is through coercion, through threatening people with death or imprisonment, taking their freedom away or their lives. And it's simple as that. Most people just comply because they're afraid that they'll lose their livelihoods. And we saw that with the lockdowns too. And it took a lot of cultural pushing, advocating, like we advocated for disobeying, for helping people, say the words, I did not consent, and think of self-ownership and be like, you know what? I don't want to wear this mask. I'm free to go out here. You can kick me out of your business. It's your business. It's your house, whatever. But I can go outside. I'm free. I'm free to roam. I can go. And it was like this building up of cultures where we then saw a lot of people just stop wearing masks. It was great. Saw a lot of people be like, you know what? I'm not staying home and locking myself indoors anymore. I'm done being scared. I know about how like viruses transmit, and I'm willing to take that risk. It's my life to take the risk that I choose and hope my body fights it off. Like many people did. They gained immunities. I got the alpha strain, and it was crazy AKA for a week.
The Wuhan.
The patient zero, whatever. No, I wasn't patient zero, but like alpha strain of that for that first like 4 months. And it was rough, and I gained an immunity. And not everyone has my risk profile, and that was my choice. And that's where there was a huge culture of people saying, disobey, I did not consent.
Oh gosh, I missed that. I missed that so much.
It attacked at your very core, which is you can't see your family, you can't what. So the state got in the way. And you even see like, what, wasn't Fauci just pardoned?
Fauci was pardoned by Biden, which was like, oh yeah, of course you're gonna pardon the
preemptively or something.
Not preemptively,
like for specific things, right?
It's you can call it preemptive in that it's not for a specific thing that's listed, but retroactively.
Oh, retroactively.
Yeah.
Wow. Jeez.
So that kind of let the cat out of the bag on that one.
Right,
like,
exactly.
oh, okay, you needed to pardon Fauci.
Because if you needed more evidence,
okay. I see what you did there.
But yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Literally funded the creation of this worldwide virus.
Yeah.
That governments around the world used to shut down and stop people and not allow them to move or travel. And, so that's where you have this ability to change minds and get people unified on that. And it's interesting because a lot of people who became talking heads during those lockdown times, you see them calling for more violations, like whether it's public school, whether it's militarizing the border, whether it's tariffs, whether it's, more like immigration control, where it's no longer about people doing crimes and anyone who commits violent crimes and they're not a citizen getting exported, but just like anyone who just doesn't do the right paperwork kind of thing. And there is actually an element of racism in some of those cases where they're like, no, we don't want these people from this place coming in, or whatever. And you have this, dynamic where those people rose to power and now they're so status, like they're going against and becoming authoritarian themselves, even though they were so passionately against authoritarianism when they became prominent through speaking out against the lockdowns and the mask mandates and the vaccine mandates.
Well, that's how it always works, right? It's that they look for an emergency to play up. And there could be a material part of that emergency. Like there are.
And that was just a cheers. It feels good.
There's certainly, bad actors who come across the border, but they use those things and they use their own, right. They manufacture the emergency, right? They literally provide the welfare. It's a,
right. They incentivize
the federal government should be going into like New York City and arresting these people who are providing welfare on stolen money from everybody else. Right. Those are the people who should be arrested and deported.
Or kicking people out of hotels. We faced that in New York City when we went and we recorded the anti-state music video.
Right. The politicians should be arrested.
Oh, sorry, you can't stay in your room. You're gonna have to stay at this hotel that's in progress. It was like being painted or whatever. An elevator didn't work. And like, you're gonna have to go here because we got an order from the governor to house these migrants.
Right.
Yeah. It's like expensive. It's like, what? I mean, literally stolen from, like you said.
They don't go after the people who actually create the perverse incentives. They don't go after the bad actors who facilitate these things, and they don't go after the bad actors who destabilize outside the U.S.
California as well.
They just go after the lowest rung people. In many cases, these people might be fleeing something that it's just terrible because of government foreign policy, literally blowing up places and doing underground drug deals and fighting off different groups and funding different groups, Iran Contra to whatever, crack in LA. So it's just so frustrating that we don't get the people who are at the root responsible. We don't get the Epstein client list people.
You don't get the Faucis.
We don't get the Faucis. We don't get the people who are at the root of this
the
horrific.
Ghislaine Maxwell's.
Right. Well, she's in a pampered prison, but yes, we don't get the people. Right. Exactly. We don't get the people who are the actual evil people orchestrating these things.
I think they were all up there during Trump's inauguration. Yeah.
Well, two things. I want to say something about that.
Oh, yeah, sorry,
Silvar says, "Is Indie Planet the right site?" Yes. Indie Planet is the right site. That is the official place to get voluntarist comics. Just want to let you know.
Silvar. You're putting the capitalism and anarcho-capitalism and the anarcho, because you're doing this of your own free will.
But what's boggled my mind, and I can't get over this, is that at the Trump inauguration was Hillary Clinton.
I know.
Clapping.
Oh, she clapped?
Yeah, she was there clapping.
Oh, Biden was too. He looked dazed. He was like,
we went from lock her up, right? Trump's promise, we're going to lock her up. She's a part of the Epstein ring.
Dude, they went to each other's weddings.
She's there clapping along with the rest of the warmonger team, with Obama and Bush just chilling like it's a big old club and you ain't in it.
Well,
it was, people did not appreciate that. Like, I'm sitting there looking at this and I'm just like, so are we all just going to pretend like the worst people in the world are just sitting here and all like, hey, like having fun? You know what I mean? Like, what? So it really should show you something, right? How do you go from lock her up, literally a part of the Clinton crime cartel, going back to Mina, going back to all the, the different missing people, going back to her and her, missing emails with her private server, all this other nonsense. Okay. She's like enemy number one for Trump. And now she's there hanging out, having a good old time, clapping like as if, hey, it's a party. Does that not make you just sit back and go, huh? Maybe something's not.
Well, could you say that they had to be there because like her husband was?
No one has to be there. There's no law requiring anybody to be there, but they were invited.
Want to be on camera. They're invited.
People get invited. They get little paper invites.
Oh, but don't they have to? Is there some formal process for
there's
these
no form. No.
It's like, oh, you're past president, you have to go.
No, not at all. You could say I'm not going. You could say my toe.
Oh, right. They could say I'm not going.
It's not slavery. It's not slavery. Invite? Yeah, you got to invite.
You don't have to come. But
you don't have to go.
I can see why they'd come.
But they were happy. They're glib. They're literally like, woohoo, Trump. It's crazy, dude.
I was surprised Michelle wasn't there with Barack.
Oh
no, but that's why I was like, dude, is that Javier Milei behind all these like
criminals? Yeah, Javier Milei was just like back like,
it's like, can he understand it?
I mean, Javier Milei knows who's in front of him. He knows it's some bad people, so he's just sitting there like, oh, okay, yeah. It's funny because it's
maybe
like
he had a talking piece. And
Javier Milei loves Trump, but it's not like people say, oh, well, he loves his policy. No, Javier Milei loves him for his personality and charisma. People don't get that. Like, Trump is an international celebrity, right? He is literally billionaire mogul.
Yeah, music videos, movies.
He's the movie appearance and all shows. The president,
shows.
Like, he is a star. And Javier Milei likes his stardom and stuff. And there's this big like cultural fandom there. Kind of like how Ronald Reagan had a bit, cultural fandom because he was a movie star and stuff like that.
Right.
So Javier Milei never, ever says, "Oh, your policies, are great," or says, "I'm going to do things like Trump." The only thing Javier Milei does is say, "I want to have free trade." He's literally like, "Hey, can we just make free trade between U.S. and Argentina?"
Please don't tariff. So, maybe Javier's like, "Oh my God, he's going to enact tariffs."
Right. That's literally what Javier's saying. Javier's like, "Don't tariff me, bro.
Don't tariff us, bro.
Don't tariff me, bro." So that's what Javier Milei is doing. He's literally just like, "Hey, I just want to have a good relationship so Americans can freely trade and travel with no restrictions in Argentina. We don't have to worry about tariffs or any nonsense. We can just have free trade."
I wish Trump
That's it.
Admired Javier and Rothbard to the point of wanting to be like them. And
Trump just thinks he's kind of like funny and silly. I think he respects his success from what I've seen, like in terms of how he like appears with him. But it's just more like a thing that like Trump likes that he likes him. You know what I mean? It seems pretty clear in terms of the reactions. Like, "Oh, I just love that I have more fans around the world."
Well,
whatever.
Yeah, I don't think Trump is an anarcho-capitalist by any means. I don't think he even knows. So, I think if you look at Trump's life and history, he has lived in that world. I mean, that's how he knows how to be, being crony, making deals.
Yeah.
Like he understands the federal government system and these different state governments, and he has used it for his advantage all this time, and he knows how to be charismatic and win people of all different sides. Whether it's
his goal is always to win people over so he can do what he wants.
Yeah.
And the question then is just, have you paid attention? Because Trump has said what he wants to do many times, and it ain't libertarian by any means. So I'm just saying, when you look at the numbers and the facts and the figures,
he said something
be careful.
That appeals to people. Like
there's a populist.
Talks about, he might abolish income taxation. Right. But notice how that wasn't in the inaugural speech. You'd think that would be at your forefront if you're going to talk about, I'm going to militarize the border. Like you would think in that same speech, if you're talking about the big goals, like you would mention ending taxation and ending the Federal Reserve, but he didn't.
Well, I think the truth is we can count on Trump at this point from what we've seen so far to actually do a lot of the things that he said he was going to do. But the problem is that most of the things he said he's going to do is very statist. He said a couple of libertarian things, here and there.
Right. But
the 95% is
if you're going to increase more, it's totally going to offset and cover up any good stuff you do. I mean, that happened in his first 4 years. He had some corporate tax cuts and he helped get rid of that Obamacare mandate. That was really helpful.
Right. He did some good stuff, and then he undid those good things.
Yeah. Then signing off on these spending bills and the COVID checks or whatever, Trump checks, and right. Like, I mean,
the Operation Warp Speed, the tariffs,
and letting Fauci, speak all that time and elevating him.
2 omnibus spending bills, no vetoes.
Right.
So,
flag laws, I mean,
right. Promoting bump stock ban.
I mean, right. You have all this against you and you're like, okay, some corporate tax cuts and thanks. The Obamacare mandate wasn't done, but we still got income taxation and the Federal Reserve. So your money's inflating. It's constantly being devalued. Right. And then you're also being taxed. You have your wealth taken from you. And you could say income taxation's, 25 to 30%. But then you also have all the hidden taxes, which includes regulations, licenses, sales taxes, tariffs, gotta, go through the TSA, whatever, like all these things. Like there's no calls for abolishing the TSA, ATF, IRS.
Well, he loves those agencies. He loves the enforcement agencies. He always speaks up highly of them.
Yeah.
He always, even with the FBI stuff, he speaks up highly of that, even though, they completely went after him. Right. His whole goal is again, if we take him at face value and we look at the actions,
he's definitely an authoritarian populist.
He wants to make these organizations just simply favorable to him and then enforce whatever he wants to do in terms of an American nationalist autarky that, has a expanded kind of police military presence state. And, with that, people will go along with it because they'll say, well, it's our guy. So what if he wants to expand the military more and spend more with, military overseas and,
hey, I haven't heard about 5D chess yet. Remember that was
no
the
more,
thing?
no more 5D chess.
Like, hey guys, it's 8D chess.
Yeah, now
it's fourth dimension.
Now it's just 1D chess. Trump's gonna do what he wants to do now because he's bought off everybody, and he's figured out how to get most everyone to get bought into what he wants to do.
Yeah,
and I honestly,
especially the religious right. I mean, that's why he had a rabbi, a priest, and a pastor speak at the end.
Okay, so about God. So it's. I
mean,
clear.
I will say independently, I'm like, I like some of those speeches.
Yeah, I mean, well, I give
let freedom ring.
Empowering speeches, right? That's rhetoric.
No, but it's it became like a religious event of like, I didn't mind the saying like, okay, let Trump be a vehicle for, and hoping for that. But if you hear what he had just said in his inaugural speech before those priest, pastor, and rabbi gave their speeches, he was saying things that were anti-liberty, anti-property rights, further violations of them, creating an external revenue service, but no word of abolishing the existing internal revenue service. Like, that's just trying to kill America. You're saying, is it America first when it should be Americans first? Is it putting America, the federal government, over Americans? Because that's literally what's going on. You already have a massive surveillance state when it comes to border patrol. So you're now going to send the military there instead of having it be, bringing the troops home and letting them be ready to defend the country from actual invasion, as opposed to like where you're going to house them all along the border when there's actually like private property there on either side. And if you're talking about Mexico, are you going to do this to Canada, or is it just Mexico?
Probably just Mexico.
Exactly. So it's just, that's what you see, and that's what's going on. There's no ends, no calls to end the existing taxation and inflation. And that's like the most important thing right now to take away and end. And also all the victimless crime laws. I mean, there's so many of them.
Well, he's not keen on doing that. None of his history.
Said.
That's the whole thing is he pardoned Ross, but nothing in his rhetoric
I'm going to end the drug war
to date has anything to do with ending the drug war or anything to do with even ending gun control.
I think he would abolish the DEA instead of saying, hey, you can now catch illegals. If he wanted to end the drug war, he would do that. Instead, he's like, oh.
Well, real quick, Silvar says, I found out Volunteers Origins 1 through 6 is Suit Saga, a different series. Suit Saga is actually just the next arc in Voluntarius.
Yeah, an arc.
It comes after. Yeah. So it's a continuation. So it's linear. It includes every single one of those, issues leading up to there. It's going to flow right off that last issue.
Exactly. And eventually Voluncap will cross over. I mean, like she'll be introduced in the main timeline.
Exactly.
The sacred timeline. Yeah.
So, the takeaway from all that is that basically we can take stock that Trump is really doing what he said he would do, but that's not a good thing.
Yeah, there's some good things, but you gotta recognize.
It's like you have to recognize. Wait. You're like, hold on.
The ship's still sinking.
Wait a second.
Things are still dire.
He's not touching. Social Security. He's not touching all these different entitlements.
Medicare,
fundamentally,
income tax. Yeah.
If anything, he's just again the whole same shifting the chairs around the Titanic. He's going to move around some things and claim it's for efficiency or this or that. But really the biggest concern is that he enables these agencies to have even better technology in the name of efficiency. And then, of course, the technology enables them to be better at spying, monitoring, controlling, people. So I think that's really the thing to be wary of going forward, is that people should be pushing back against that and not getting beguiled that, they're making it efficient. But in reality, they're actually making the government more capable of controlling you, spying on you, doing investigations, that kind of thing. So,
right. I mean, Trump's talked about inflation. He didn't talk about taxation, which, was disappointing. He just talked about more taxation, the external revenue service and tariffs.
Right.
But he did bring up inflation, but he did not say anything about the Federal Reserve and this, printing money out of thin air and not being, holding reserves, banks actually holding the money that you give them, he didn't talk about any of that. He just said, the biggest two causes is what government spending, overspending,
which is an issue, but
right. And then the energy crisis. That's what he said. Well,
the funny thing,
sure, maybe that can have an effect on, prices, and definitely, but that's not the core thing, and it only will slow it down or make it, decrease a little. It's not going to meaningfully roll it back, and get to the prices of what it was. I mean, depending on how old you are, you may have had gas be $1 per gallon at one point, like I was growing up, or less. Your dad telling us a story of how like he went to Coney Island. Yeah, and he was like, I could get a whole meal for like 25 cents. Like I got a burger and fries and drink for like 50 cents or something. And I'm like, 25 what? Cents, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's like, a dinky little toy. Like, now it's 50 cents.
Thank you. You ain't even getting a dinky toy for 25 cents.
For 25, I know, now it's like 50 cents, or you have to put in a whole
$1.
No,
you ain't even getting that. You got to swipe a credit card.
Right nowadays. I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. That's what government has done to your money. And the root cause of that is not an energy crisis, not government overspending. It's precisely the printing of money and us being forced to use the US dollar. So, because you have to pay your taxes in the US dollar and you get paid in it and all this. So, and that's what's the legal tender. So that is the biggest problem, and he needs to talk about it. And I think people can hold him accountable. I mean, if you are in Republican circles, you can help inspire that change. I mean, how did Ross get pardoned? You had people like Thomas Massey advocating for it. You had Rand Paul talking about it. I mean, that's all in the Republican circles. And then like, they're like, Mr. President, like they're all part of that. They choose to be part of the government there. And that's how you can have that influence. But that doesn't happen without the building of culture, without talking to people, and whether it's online or in person, and getting them to value liberty and getting them to understand the nature of the state, of taxation, of inflation, and calling an end to it. And it's really possible, especially if you compare to, like we were talking about earlier, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, how different the landscape was when it came to liberty, like how an anarcho-capitalist would be laughed at. But now you have an anarcho-capitalist president, talking to different governments and having, shaking their hands and actually enacting policies towards anarcho-capitalism, like actually reducing the size, scope, and power of the state and rolling back violations on property rights. So,
yeah,
it's pretty great to see that Overton window shift. And that's what I find solace in when you also look at all the work we still got to do to make things better, because it is getting dire for America. I mean, it may slow things down. Maybe it'll keep at bay hyperinflation another 4 years. I don't know. We'll
I don't know, especially with what he's doing so far. It's not looking good.
Yeah.
Economically, it's not looking good. Because he's most able to do the worst things he wants first, and that's the problem. I do think that they will get the tax cuts, and the tax cuts will be good, but I expect
like
he's going to get his wishes with other things that are growing tax collecting agencies and other types of spending programs. It doesn't seem like he's outright against that spending, and certainly wasn't last time. So it's going to be still a bumpy ride unless something dramatically changes. But
that's all I was saying. Like, just don't give up and do what you can to try and spread the message. Whether it's sharing posts that you agree with online or in person, like talking to people, or if you go to Republican parties or Trump rallies, especially, and you can yell, like we do whenever Ron Paul speaks. It's like, end the Fed, end the Fed. Like, if you can get that going, you can. And
might need it. Yeah, might need to do that actually.
And the IRS, like, I mean, that's how it can happen. I mean, you can even, I've heard at some Trump rallies, people boo, like a lot of people boo when he's like, I did it. We're the first to vaccine, Operation Warp Speed, like. And him just like bragging about basically like elevating Fauci and Big Pharma. He got so many boos, and that's that kind of cultural pushback that we need. So whether you choose to go into those rallies, we've gotten to some, they can be interesting. You can definitely affect change, or it's online, or you help in other ways. I think it's all important.
Yeah.
And definitely plays a part, just being outspoken and using, your property rights. One of them is freedom of speech, just freely speaking your mind, using the property that you own to speak and convey your message. It's a very powerful thing, and just don't sell yourself short. Anyone can do it. You can be, I don't know, a plumber or whatever, like, you work at McDonald's, like, whatever. I'm just saying, like, you literally can do and speak and create content. It doesn't matter where or how, and you can talk to people in person and learn how to be confident and learn the, read Rothbard, Mises, understand human action, read Jack's books that I'm the editor on, and especially the Definitive Guide to Libertarian Voluntarism and the other two, philosophical voluntarism and a vision for a libertarian future, where we actually talk about, transitioning to an anarcho-capitalist society through incrementalism, just like Javier is doing. So, read those and become an outspoken advocate of liberty and sharer of knowledge, of content online. And I really believe we will keep this Overton window shifting. It's how you got like the Daily Wire during the lockdowns to have a black meme that just said disobey, period. That's it. Like, getting them to be that, radical, or have that mindset of self-ownership of I did not consent. I will not comply. If you know, that's a cultural change, and we can do it. And it's all about not giving into fear, uncertainty, and doubt, because that's literally how the state, any mafia, gains power, is they feed off of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and people just choosing to not take self-ownership, not take responsibility, and then just feel like, oh God, I gotta choose between the lesser of two evils again. And anyone who tells me there's another way is an enemy. I mean, we saw that so much. Like, you don't have to vote. Like, you can just try to change minds other ways. Like, no, I have to. It's like, you could stock up on ammo and train, or you could train other people, or you could spread the message of liberty in other ways. It's really possible. So hopefully that inspires you to keep trying to spread these ideas, because it is working and it takes effect, and everyone adds up, these billions of people on the planet. And as we've seen these past decades, we've seen the Overton window shift, and I think it's gone exponentially, and we'll just see it shift even higher. And hopefully we'll have more presidents like Javier Milei who are willing to speak out and say, yeah, we need anarcho-capitalism if we truly want to, be civilized. Like, we truly want a civilized society. We should respect each other's individual body and property rights. That's really it, and have systems that uphold those and defend. So
I agree. And that's a good note to close out on. Silvar says he got print on demand 1 to 7. Thank you so much for your support.
What's up?
I hope that you enjoy that, and then you'll have that nice to pair with Voluncap One Shot. Thank you so much, everybody.
Please review. Let us know how you like them.
Yeah. Who has come on by and checked out the campaign and supported. Thanks for getting
54%
us to 54%. Awesome. We got a few days left. We might do maybe another stream. We'll see. But we're going to do our best under the circumstances. But we have plenty of time still to go to reach goal. But we are definitely going to be delivering to you an awesome story no matter what. So we're super thankful for everybody who's come out, especially people who did little super chats. The Eternal, thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Mike, thank you so much for doing your super chat. Thanks, Kurto, as well. We especially appreciate those who came on by and showed us some love on the campaign itself. Lane for the big
and
stuff.
Everyone in the chat.
Much love to you. Thank you for all you do as well.
Yeah, Matt.
Thank you so much, Silvar, for both picking up the comics on Indie Planet and on the campaign. You are awesome. Yes, thank you so much, Kurt. Thank you so much, Matt. Oh, and before I wrap an outro, maybe. And cap your grind. Value on your mind.
I want you to get Voluncap One Shot. And then I'll take another shot.
I'm the anti-state.
Yeah, that's all I got.
That's all she got. She's 3 mini shots
and I'm
deep.
A little shy.
See y'all. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming by.
Thank you.
And we hope to stay in touch with y'all and have some more good times and continue to create together and have fun together, spread the message of liberty. And yeah, you don't ever know what's going to happen next. So we'll see where our next travels takes us.
All right.